Riley, all his accounts keep popping up, messing us up. He's messaging, texting, and
David Ross just sent me that people and places with
cool.
the
Okay.
Pierce.
Yep. Well, thanks for having me back.
Thank you for giving us a little bit of your time.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jackie.
So
Riley
I
says
haven't
you
watched anything tonight because I was getting ready real quick. So I haven't listened. I know y'all just I heard you say like 15 minutes from the house, so I'm sure y'all said it. But
Yeah.
so there's a special development in my situation. My fiance is going to be able to take a couple hours off, so I'm going to be able to drive myself and come back the same night.
Awesome. So you will be able to go.
Yeah. Either way, and I appreciate the offer too, because where I live is if you take that highway all the way out that way, I literally live 10, 15 minutes off of there because I'm pretty much in the city. So I appreciate the offer, but I'll be able to, I might have to leave a little early, but for folks that might just be joining, doing my first ghost hunt. Yay. I'm so excited.
Awesome. And it's right by your house. That's the weird part.
Yeah, it's an hour and a half away from me.
Oh,
but it's not, it's not that far though.
Okay. So it's only like, you said it's only like 15 minutes from where you're going to be.
Yeah, so off the highway that you use to get there, the Interstate 40, I live 15 minutes off of Interstate 40.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like on the way, because there's only 2 highways that are going to take you there. I'm pretty sure if the way you're coming in, and that's what I was saying, but I knew we had some details to work out. But I talked to my fiance, and you know, the time he has to go in versus the time that, you know, I could be back by is only like a couple hours, and he has some saved up time. So he's like, I'll just put in some time and you can still go. I'm like,
yeah, there you go.
That's awesome.
So your first gig with us, that'll be good.
Yeah.
We promised to do better than we did this past weekend.
Yeah. Hey, that's all right. I don't know what's going to happen because, you know, the presence that I bring in the spiritual world, and this is not trying to sound big-headed or anything like that, but the presence that I bring is very bright, and I'm either going to chase things away or attract them to me. I don't know what's going to happen, but when I go to people's homes, because I've only been to a couple houses, and I will say this, in my area, within a certain radius, I am opening up home investigations, and it's not going to be exactly like a ghost hunt type thing for me, but it's going to be like a spiritual thing. Like I'm going to come in and look and stuff, but I'm opening that up to the Triad area in North Carolina. I haven't super duper advertised it, but I want to help families in the local area. But yeah, this will be my first official ghost hunt with just like a crew. Like I went to the West Virginia State Penitentiary and did like a walkthrough with 40 other people. But every time I've been somewhere haunted, I see something or I hear something or I'll 100% get impressions. But yeah, I'm excited.
I hope so. We are too.
Have you heard anything? You know any history on this place? All I've
Nope,
seen,
and I don't want to.
I've talked. Yeah, well, there you go. I talked to one person, and like I was just saying, he's like, man, we try not to be there after dark. So I take that with a grain of salt.
Right. And I didn't get a chance to like do any auto write channeling, but I'm just going to go ahead and tell you, I feel like this was, I don't know. I know it's a meal, right? But I don't even remember the full name of the place. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm getting ready to look into all that because everything's happening so fast. It's Henry Mill, isn't it?
Henry River Mill.
Henry River Mill. Okay.
Yeah.
So that is out in Hickory, North Carolina for you guys that are watching that just maybe joined in because I promoted y'all's page and my page on the socials. I tried to fly out real fast. Or people that are watching later too. Yeah, super exciting. And I pick up that it's possibly was some part of farmland and I'm feeling like somebody lost their fingers or a limb out on this land. And I also get the sense of like, I don't want to say like slave stuff maybe, but like indentured servants or farmhands. And there's probably people buried out there, but I'm getting some type of tragic accident. And that's all I've got so far because I really haven't had a chance because I've had a pretty busy day. I really haven't had a chance to kind of really get in the grit. But yeah, I don't know. Thanks, Barb. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's going on. I want to go there with the least amount of information as possible. And I don't know, do they give like a walkthrough or something?
They do. They actually have tours every day now.
Oh,
They've just opened
cool.
back up, but it's like the guy. They told me it's like 76 acres, and we'll be free to roam all 76 acres. Which I don't know what we'll do.
Yeah.
Oh, my
We'll
ass ain't
have-
hobbling around that far, but I'll try.
Yeah, we'll have one person who is familiar with the place will be there with us the whole time. Somebody with that organization has to be there while we're there, and he'll know, and that person will know the history on the place.
Okay.
Also, so
Yeah.
we'll see. But I mean, look, something that was built and put together in the mid 1800s. I mean, there's got to be all kinds of history there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I said early on, cotton mill, all different things going on. There was some accidents for sure.
Yeah.
And that makes me
Yeah.
wonder too. I know that the slavery stuff ended in the 1800s, but there's something attached to like at least indentured. Is it indentured slaves? I think that's the name of it. It's been a while since school, but I feel like there was people that at least stayed and worked there for money, and maybe even had like outbuildings at times, because I feel a strong like male presence there.
Yeah.
One that's kind of
Yeah.
like angry too.
Oh, yeah.
I already kind of feel him
Okay,
coming in like
John.
he's the one that owns the land. This is get off my lawn type energy. So there's definitely angry male.
So there's actually one house that they've gone in and redone the inside of one of the houses and made it a apartment. It's got it's like a duplex, so you can rent it if you wanted to. So I don't know.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting if it's available when we're there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be good for y'all because y'all got to stay.
Yeah, we'll be staying. We won't be driving home from that one. I think it's like a 4.5 hour drive for us. So
Yeah.
I won't be driving home that night.
Just tell Daddy let me stop at the store and grab a few of these, and I'll be good. Monsters.
I'm going to sleep in late, which I do some days anyways already, but I'm going to sleep in late and get it together because the Easter bunny's got to come later that night when I get home. So I told the kids I was going to make them a cake. I was going to get one of those hollow chocolate Easter bunnies and get some like chocolate icing and get those little Cadbury like eggs with the shells, the little tiny ones, and make the Easter bunny leaving little Cadbury trail eggs, pooping them out. I was being silly with the kids. So happy Easter, everybody.
Yeah.
That's funny.
But yeah, super excited. Like I'm radiating right now. I've been wanting to do this for a long time. So thank y'all for
That's awesome.
inviting me along. And I told Riley, I was like, I'm manifesting this. I'm figuring out some way. Something's happening. Something's going to give. And
Yeah.
did it.
And
So
it
thank
did.
y'all.
I told him, I was like, man, she can't be far out of the way. We'll just swipe in there and pick you up and take you and drop you off. We're too close for you not to go.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's why I said when you come out towards Winston and stuff, like, and the place you're wanting to go to, that hotel, I know all about that. I already know because I already got psychic impressions of it and the things that happened. And I had a really cool video idea. And like, I definitely am going to make a video. And we got to try to get y'all video made of this location too. So I'm hoping I can help y'all out with that.
Sweet.
That would be sweet.
So Jessica is up here. She's our number one fan. She's actually probably our first follower in the group. She wants to know what kind of medium work do you do?
So I am a psychic medium and an astrologer. I specialize in the paranormal and spiritual guidance. I can contact past relatives, and that's something that I do as well. But it's in terms of like things that I specialize in, I help people with spiritual guidance, intuitive development, and unveiling the paranormal. So I can pretty much do most of the work. Every once in a while I'll get into like lost persons, but that's not my thing. I can get more of the details, but I pretty much do it all. So I'm a spooky psychic medium. So I know I have an encyclopedia in my head of a plethora of supernatural things that I have learned over several years through either research or channeling or just working with people from all around the world that have spooky experiences, and we try to give them as much information. I also do remote viewing, and a lot of times or sometimes I'm able to go into people's houses and try to help clear it out energetically that way. So I don't clear people, right? It's something I want to do way later in the future. Spirit told me in my 40s, maybe that's something I'll do, which is a few years down the road, 3 or 4 or 5, but I clear spaces. And as long as it's taken care of and done properly and the people are doing what they're supposed to do on their end, generally their haunting situations get better. So that's what I started out doing. And now I do astrology too and all that kind of stuff. But thank you for asking, Jessica.
So
That's awesome.
the solar eclipse hadn't taken place, or has it?
April 8th. So we just had the lunar eclipse, which is emotional, like people are dealing. So you've probably known somebody to have an emotional meltdown in the last, let's say, 5 days around you, or a friend, or there may be some unexpected things that's happened that rises emotions around even like court and law and justice and kind of the things that's happening with P. Diddy. Sean Diddy Combs, the justice and stuff, and bringing that to light, it illuminates things. And the solar eclipse is going to be more outward type energy. So people are either losing sleep or they're sleeping too much right now.
Wow.
You said April 8th for the solar eclipse.
Yep. And I think we should, I'm not positive on this, but I think we should see like a sliver of it here. So guys, if you're going to go look at the solar eclipse that day, make sure you get the glasses. Don't stare at the sun. You can only do sun gazing at sundown. But they said we should have had a sliver of the moon covered too with the red in the moon, but I never saw it. I was really upset because they said there was going to be a tiny bit, but it's fine. I saw it a few years ago. But yeah, the solar eclipse, we should have a partial one here. But it's actually crossing right over that area in Texas where the border's at. And it's occurring. I can't remember which sign it's occurring in, though. I'll have to look.
I know there's some towns that they were saying, like towns that are nothing really there. And all the bed and breakfasts everywhere is getting booked up where people are, going way out just so they can see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's wild.
I went to Asheville, North Carolina to Burial Brewing in 2017 with my brother and my fiance. My brother was still too young to drink at the bar because my brother and sister are twins and they're 12 years younger than me. But we went out there and had a couple beers and watched the solar eclipse there. It was pretty cool.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't remember the last one I saw. I really don't. I don't remember. That's terrible. That is terrible.
I don't either. Man, I might not even be old enough for one.
Yeah,
oh, well, they happen. Well, and you know what? That's kind of factual because they have happened here and we had one in 2017, but they don't always happen on this side of the earth. So you're right. If you hadn't seen it, you probably did miss it because sometimes we don't get the eclipse at all, but the energy is still present and they happen twice a year. So generally once around the spring and fall equinox, right around that time, and they're always 2 weeks apart. So you always have a lunar and solar eclipse right side by side. Very powerful energy when it comes to astrology. So definitely, if any of you guys have not seen a full solar or lunar eclipse, stay up, sacrifice some sleep. Like, it is a beautiful event. But they say in spirituality, you're not supposed to stare at the lunar eclipse because of the energy and the darkness that brings. And that's an ancient traditional practice, right? But for me, I'm up there taking pictures, but I also embody my shadow side. So I don't know. I'm mixed feelings on that.
When was the lunar eclipse?
Monday at about between like 12 and 3 a.m. So Monday morning.
Okay, it had nothing to do with it Saturday night.
No, it can actually. You have you can. So you said Saturday night you didn't really get that much happening. So have you already talked about that on this live?
Yeah, we talked about it. We did some things wrong, and we did some things wrong for the place that we went into.
Okay, I'll rewatch. I was just curious. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we had some guests with us too, and we were like, I know it's going to be really active at the location we went to, and because it always is. And it wasn't. We did way too much provoking, and we just did things the way we don't do them.
Right.
And it bit us in the butt because not long, after all that took place, we got no communication for an hour and a half, and we just left. Which is this place. Riley and I were there a week ago, and we got,
literally.
I mean, we got some serious banging and stuff being moved and
to the point we left.
Yeah, so we got run out of this place previous week ago.
And
Wow.
I don't even get scared away that easily.
Yeah, I understand. It's going to take a lot to get me running. I'm telling you
Yeah.
right now.
Every time I see you now, I'm thinking about the young kid who was autistic, and he's dealing with all this stuff, and you're. I see
Yeah.
you, and I put you and him together now. So every time I see you, I'm gonna think about that ordeal.
Yeah, it was crazy. And before I say that, I need to say this before I forget. I did watch some of that live when y'all went this Saturday, and what Spirit told me during that live was there was too many people there that the spirits that were comfortable communicating with you were kind of shied away. And they actually told me that during that live, and I meant to tell you that on this live. So I did it.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Well,
I think they got shied away because there was just more people.
We did. We had more people. We did have more people.
Yeah. I don't think we've ever had that many people in there since when I first started ghost hunting.
Yeah, that could be a lot to do with it. We still suck though. Well, we tried really hard after a few things happened, and we tried really hard to bring it back and develop a chain of communication, and it just wasn't there. So
yeah,
we gave up. We're going to let it rest for a little while, and we'll go back.
Well, this time, so you would think that it would be super active right now because of the full moon.
Yeah. Yeah, we thought we pulled up and I opened the curtain so we could see inside the building, and there was the full moon. I was like, "Oh Lord, this is full moon tonight. It's going to be on."
Yeah,
but it wasn't. It wasn't.
Well,
I don't think we had not one REM pod go off. None of our equipment. We heard it. We heard a few voices come through the spirit box. Nothing with any value to it.
Yeah, nothing that'll really get your attention.
But, hey,
yeah,
it's not the first time that's happened.
I do want to say this about that location. I was talking to Halo, and I feel like so I was visualizing the space before I seen the actual, like the basement area, and I saw like a brick column made out of brick in the basement, like visually before I ever saw the pictures. And near that brick column, there is this portal. There is a portal there. It's a portal of energy. And I told Halo, I was like, if you go stand near that brick column, you're going to kind of feel sensations in your body. Somebody that's clairsentient or sensitive to energy, you could go stand by that brick post and either feel like you're falling through the floor, you might get a little wobbly or a little dizzy, you might even have paranormal activity. So I don't know if y'all have put any things near that post, because she told me what she saw at that post, and me and her talked about it, and there's some really creepy stuff there.
No doubt. We know for sure there is some creepy things there, without a doubt, because we've experienced them. We just didn't Saturday night. I think I think Halo, if you're up here, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking with you. I think she's experiencing a lot of her newfound things that she senses, and I think they got away from her Saturday night. Yeah. And with all the things that she senses, I can understand why. It's a lot going on and a lot to take in.
Yeah. It is.
I think she's going to have to learn how, and we talked to her. She's got to get it under control, or it messes up the investigations for everybody else.
It's possible. It's a good possibility. And I know we've already talked about it publicly. So I'm working with Halo. I'm supposed to meet with her this Friday for like just a fun channeling session. But unfortunately, since this popped up, I'm going to have to push it back. If Halo, you're watching, I'm going to message you, dear. But I'm starting a mentorship program. I'll go ahead and bust the news here since this is special announcements. Good. So I'm starting a mentorship program, like official one. But Halo, I kind of got her in and going. But I'm going to be selecting ladies between 18 and 24 that are specifically gifted, that need some direction. And I'm hoping to like meet with them once a month privately, and then maybe do like a Zoom session once a month with them and kind of teach them things, and try to show them how they can get it under control, especially people that may be interested in doing this work too. So it's going to be like a application process. So I'm hoping by like summer, fall to really get that rolling. And I've done mentorship for pretty much forever. I've always been a natural teacher, but I think
Yeah.
Halo has a lot to bring to the table if she wants to do it, and she feels comfortable doing it. And, I think everybody, it depends on your mood when you do this type of work. Like, there's a lot to it. And I gave her some tips and tricks before
Yeah.
she went. And she worked on them, but I'll have to talk to her. I'm definitely interested in hearing how it all went. I haven't spoke to her too much since then.
I think the spirits in one particular room and the people who were there witnessing it kind of got in her head and took her for a ride.
Yeah.
Which and I'm pretty sure she'll tell you, hey, we're a team. So we went in together as a team and we walked out as a team. So I'm not throwing anybody under the bus. I just think she probably has been. I know she's experienced things that we don't understand.
Yeah.
Right.
Before, not just Saturday night.
Yeah.
On other places we've been to, and before I really realized that, hey, I started putting things together that, hey, she really does. She is really, sensing some things. And but Saturday night, the fact that now she knows she is, that I think the spirits had their way with her.
Yeah.
And then after I feel like she pissed them off. And they just quit all chain of communication.
Yeah.
Right.
She basically told them what they were going to do and what she was going to do and what they couldn't do. And they showed her. She had to leave the room.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, yeah, she told me she had to step out. Yeah. That means messing with spiritual stuff, it takes a long time. And even me, I could walk in there and get dizzy and stuff, and I might have to leave because I'm susceptible to energy. I sat in the back of an ambulance maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago. I'm not going to go into details. Everybody's fine. But I had to sit in the back of that ambulance, and the whole time I was in there, my head was spinning because people have passed away in that small area. That energy, it's like we shed energy during traumatic events, and for me to be locked in that box, it was tough. It was tough because I'm picking up senses and I'm getting flashes, and I'm able to stop all that, but sometimes I can't stop the way that I feel energetically. If I'm always open to a degree, but I do have the ability to control it. But if there's a place or a person that has really high energy, positive or negative, I'm going to feel it, period. So I'm going to set up some parameters and stuff. Like, I'm going to remain open. I communicate with dark and light things. It's not that I want to communicate with dark things. I have to with the work that I do. Right. So I'm going to get me like a little spiritual practice together. And it's not anything I don't have to bring candles and all that kind of stuff. It's something I do in my mind or on a piece of paper. I just set up my parameters and kind of see what's going to happen. I've had paranormal activity when I go to places. I see things with my eyes sometimes when I'm on locations, and like when I've done it for houses and stuff, or I hear things. I hear things. It comes in all directions. So I'm excited to see. But yeah, I'm definitely going to I'm not going to let nothing touch me, or pull my hair or, try to jump me. I'm not getting jumped that night. I refuse to get jumped. And that means, so being jumped and being possessed are two different things. Being jumped is when you have like a spiritual attack, and it can make you have bad anxiety. Like you feel like you're getting ready to have a heart attack or an anxiety attack. And it can
in a place like that where I questioned, hey, I'm having a little heaviness, little chest pain, and I quickly realized I was anxietying myself out. I was psyching myself out because we were experiencing some things. And I'm like, oh my God, is this really happening?
Yeah, it's overwhelming.
It is overwhelming. It can be very overwhelming. So now, before we go into a place, especially when it feels heavy, I promise myself to stay out of my own head.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's hard to do, though.
Yeah. The only thing I've ever really felt was, I think a spirit tried to channel through me one time, and all I felt was anger.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I've ever felt like that.
It's like you were picking up the emotions of the spirit itself.
Yeah.
That's what it seems like to me. And to answer Proven Audacities on my YouTube channel. So all of the first season of Lights at Midnight podcast is all on audio, but that is like the ultimate guide of helping people with certain things. Like we cover so much stuff within season 1 about psychic abilities and how to maintain them and stuff like that. And then if you want help like with that kind of stuff, that comes in the form of services. So spiritual guidance service I offer, and I do natural born intuitive gifts with astrology too. So as far as free free content, that is all of season 1 of Lights at Midnight, and all of them are labeled. But you can always reach out to me, and if you'd like, book a service too. Yeah, that's how we do it. I mean, it's so much. We give away so much on that first season, and we talk about psychic abilities and paranormal stuff, and it gets really deep. Well worth it. Sorry, I wanted to answer her question. It was too much to type.
I haven't finished part of the first one either. I've watched a little bit of it at work.
Yeah.
I'm typing and listening at the same time. I haven't finished the first one yet.
No, I like listening to the podcast.
Yeah.
I'm glad you like it. Yeah, it's a little bit of banter, a little bit of information.
My head's just all over everywhere.
Yeah.
I can't ever sit down and actually stay down and listen to it.
Yeah. I get it. It's tough. They're long too. They're very long, but we wanted to make it so detailed that people that are having problems, if they, if they couldn't go further with it, they could at least get enough, because it's a journey. Paranormal, when you talk about ghost hunting or paranormal gifts and all that kind of stuff, or supernatural, paranormal, psychic gifts, it's a learning process. It takes a long time, and everybody has a different meaning with it. Like you guys, like part of your spirituality was doing the ghost investigation side, and you say it opened you up, Greg, so much that now you believe in the paranormal, and there's just so much to learn. Learning never ends with the paranormal.
Oh, absolutely.
Thanks to me, he believes in the paranormal now.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's kind of been my father and my father's side of the family. There's been several of his sisters, and I remember when I was very small, and we'd have every Sunday everybody came over to my grandmother's house, and I lived with my grandmother back then. And I had one aunt in particular who always spoke about people who passed on. And I remember that being so young and thinking, man, she's lost her mind.
Right.
You saw her sister outside who passed away like when they were little kids. And she said, I saw her outside playing jump rope with the neighbors.
Huh.
And I thought, what are you talking about? But now I'm thinking my aunt has passed on now. I was like, gosh, I really like to talk to her about that now.
Yeah.
Those stories that she would tell everybody. So
yeah.
she probably she had some senses too,
Yeah.
And my dad, he loved the paranormal. He loved all type psychic type stuff. So who knows? Maybe
I mean, it runs in the family too. Like, if some of your family senses, sometimes people without being, you don't have to be labeled as a psychic to sense things and feel things and have intuition. It's part of everybody's life. And, I don't know, it does run in the family though. That's something that you can and it just can be the form of seeing things you don't understand every once in a while. But if she's outside playing jump rope, that's almost like a residual energy thing. There could be so many reasons as to why she saw that. Maybe her sister sent that to her for something she was going through at the time and made her smile, or somebody scared the shit out of her.
Yeah.
I remember her sisters looking at her like, you need to stop talking like that.
Yeah.
I could hear that. But she probably, now knowing what I know, what I think I know, she was seeing something.
Yeah.
She wasn't making it up. Why would she?
Right. Yeah, it's been wild. It's been a wild ride over the last 4 years, but I am so excited to be a part of this, and we're going to see what happens. I have a feeling we're going to get some stuff. I really do. And hopefully with the information, with the ghost equipment and stuff and everything, maybe I can help give y'all some clarity to kind of what's doing it, how, it's just going to be kind of new for me. Like I do this at
that'd be
home
awesome.
in my room.
I can't wait for you to meet Angel and his wife Ruth, because Ruth is there. If his schedule allows, then I really feel like it will. Angel, I'm not putting words in your mouth, but I am. Angel will be there, and I want you to meet him and Ruth. But Ruth she's got some serious abilities too.
Yeah.
So I think.
Oh yeah, that's right. I'm excited to meet them. He messaged me about his box, and I'm going to talk more to him about that very soon. And I've sent his information to other people too. So I know the people that are interested, eventually they'll definitely probably get back to him. Everybody's got things going on, but I definitely am interested in getting a what's it called, REM pod.
Oh yeah,
big squeal.
Yeah.
Up here now. I want to play something for you. I don't think I'm hoping you can hear it. I don't have this set up correctly, but I'm gonna slide our microphone over by the speaker. So Saturday night, I recorded for an hour and 50 minutes, and I'm like I said, I'm terrible at going back through our recordings, our EVPs, to see what we picked up that we couldn't hear with our naked ear. Okay.
So let me turn this up as far as I can. I'm gonna put my face up here.
So now we're in the basement of the Granger, where Halo was dealing with some things. She was in one room. This is the first room. Halo had left out of this room, and she went to another room, and she was she was in her own world at that time. I'll leave it at that. So the spirits that were there and active, they took a hold of her.
And that's part of it. That's part of channeling, because you kind of disassociate. So if I'm quiet and I'm like looking up to the right like this, it's because I'm receiving information too.
I get it. So we were in this room, and we were not getting we weren't getting any communication like we usually get.
Yeah.
So I took this recording and I grabbed it. Riley and I listened to some of it yesterday. So almost 2 hours. And we got into like 12 minutes of it, fast forward, and I stopped there. But there was something that really caught our eye. Something in the room scared someone that was there. So we're in the dark. You can only imagine, pitch black dark, place you never been in. And you hear Riley's talking, and then all of a sudden you'll hear, I cannot make it out, but you'll hear it'll make the hair stand up on your arms. And I know that none of us heard it there that night, because you would remember this eerie feeling. Okay. So I'm hoping you can hear it, and y'all, all the viewers, I hope you hear it. Let's see. If not, I'm sorry.
I'm putting my face up so I can hear it.
So we're laughing. Did you hear that? So I'm gonna go back. So Riley said, "Who was that scared Mr. Brad?" Okay.
I hear something, but it's too low.
It said I wish I could turn it up. It said like side or something with an S, and it was
like,
yes,
yeah,
I could hear it, but I can't make it out.
And so we keep going. We don't never notice that. So it's amazing the things that you pick up later. So we're laughing. Riley said, "Who's that scares Mr. Brad?" Twice he said it.
I hear it, but it's already so low. Maybe like if you could screen record it. How did you record? If you could like record it, let's say you have your cell phone, because if it's a recorder, could you put yourself, like, and this is later on, you could like record it with your cell phone close and then send me the video and I can try to tell you. It's just, it's not you. And I think it's my phone, because for whatever reason, when I do these, I have my volume all the way up, but it's so low and I don't know where the hell my earphones are. If I had my headphones, I might be able to hear it better, but I hear something. It's like,
I probably should have hooked our speaker up where I could play it really loud. I know there's a way I can play this. I don't know how to do it through StreamYard, where all the viewers hear it, not through an external microphone, but through the actual computer itself. But I found another place, like 3 minutes from here. We're walking out of the room, and in the background, I heard the exact same sigh. Sigh. I don't know what it is, but it has a meaning, or it wouldn't have come across twice.
Yeah,
And
makes me
nobody
wonder if it's that dark thing there did that, because it's almost like as we're doing that, I see like fingers, like almost not like like cousin it, but it's like because the flashes of visions, I see fingers with big joints and long claws. I know that sounds really weird, but it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's weird. And I'm thinking, does it want us to go outside? Or
Like, are we talking some Freddy Krueger type shit?
It feels like it, because whatever she saw in there when she was describing it to me, I saw it too, and it did look like a little girl. But when it's not a little girl, it kind of shapeshifts and it's part of something darker and bigger. And when it walks to you in that place y'all were Saturday, it's like twitching. I don't know. It's like,
yeah, I don't want none of that noise.
Yeah, it's creepy. And when I saw it, because space and time have nothing to do with psychic abilities, okay? So when I saw it, when I was talking to Halo, like it some of these things like go gadget arms, okay, because it's energy, it's not physical like us. And there is no time moves forward here, but not in the spirit, right? So when she took me back to that vision and I looked into it, it like go gadgeted its head. I am gonna do this. Y'all gonna freak out. It was like in my face, in my mind's eye. And it was just looking at me like this. So there's something really creepy there that's inhuman, in my opinion, from a distance, like that's how I feel. And it's classic. You know what? There's something classic about an entity. I've learned this, an entity that comes like a little girl in a little white dress and like long hair that's all like this is never good. It's never human. Okay. So have I ever seen an entity that comes like that looks like a little girl? When I see it, or people say they see it, they are always evil as crap. And there are several reasons that could be. And it's because either you have like a descended human spirit that is kind of like morphing into darkness, and like it's because you get, if you're here, you're consumed by your fear, and your fear in that place starts to transform you. You can get what's the word, the descending but almost animalistic characteristics from a human soul that does not leave. Like that can really happen. Or it is something that plays on the fears of others. So everybody saw like The Grudge, right? The Grudge girl's creepy, okay? But that's like a fear that goes out. It also could be thought form. Thought forms are not human. They were never human souls. So I haven't really looked that far into it, but whatever's at that place you went Saturday, it has the capability to do some really crazy stuff and come back with you. The energy's like sticky. It's like if you take your feet and you get on the floor, it's like you're pulling up that energy goop as you walk through there. I don't know if people's bodies feel heavy there, or like you get
before, but not Saturday. We even talked about that. We were like, because I told the guest, I'm sorry things happened the way they did. We were expecting a lot more, but I had 0 weight Saturday night. And the week before, I had 300 pounds on my shoulders. It felt like.
Yeah, that makes sense then. That makes sense about the energy sticky thing. But whatever was there, something, either it could have, though. I feel like the energy didn't come forward because there were new people potentially, which, that's going to happen with investigations. But also, too, I wonder if Halo kind of absorbed some of that energy, because that's something she may not be able to help. And even at times, like I can't say, like I can put up boundaries and stuff, right? But there's a potential I could help that, and she can learn how to help that better. But that stuff could have been really focused on her, like you were saying. And that's
without a doubt.
That might be partially what it was too. So I'm going to definitely I'm excited to talk to her again.
Yeah. She's I don't know if she's up here tonight. She's usually up here. I know she's got a lot going on.
Yeah.
So hopefully she gets some things worked out. But that spirit, or those spirits, took her by the shirt collar and they had their way with her. But
Yeah.
I feel like, and we've seen her do some things before.
Yeah.
And we were like, hold on now. Don't you put us in that position.
Yeah, don't you do it.
Because
like
this
that.
one right here provoked quickly also. I'm not blaming it on her, but I feel like the spirits, it was almost like they pulled her in and then played her like a fiddle. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And provoking can get people hurt. Like, straight up.
She provoked in a way that made me feel uncomfortable.
Oh, it's got me throwing against walls.
Yeah, it has. It's got him. He's been tossed up against the wall for provoking.
And scratched at the same time.
He provoked on a live. We were at a Civil War battleground.
No.
And we were not getting much communication. And within minutes after he provoked, we started getting words come through the spirit box, dropping F-bombs. You need to get the blank out of here. I'll show you. I'm following you. Leave now. And as we were walking, it was like, do you believe me? I'm here. And we turned around thinking we were going to see something, but that was all from provoking. You know?
Yeah.
So, he provoking. I don't know how I feel about the provoking.
And it was to the point where the Ovilus, I just had to turn it off because it wouldn't shut the heck up.
Yeah, one of our spirit boxes it was like we were getting nothing, and then we got everything and some. So,
yeah,
we've learned a few times from provoking's not the best. I bet Halo feels a little different about it now.
Yeah, I generally try to be as respectful as possible.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, like, that stuff can come home with you. And it doesn't have to come home with you and haunt you. It can come home with you and mess with your emotions. It can mess with your anything. It messes with your house. It messes with people in your house. It don't even have to mess with you, because I've helped clear places out. And within 30 minutes, my fiance calls me from work saying he had a box of OxyClean bust in his face and he's having to go to the emergency room to get his eyes washed out. And I've had several things, like coincidences, that have happened where I've helped people and I've got backlash. And it didn't come to me because it couldn't get to me. It got to somebody else that was either not expecting it or didn't understand they needed to set up barriers. So now in my house with my family, I tell them, I've got to do this tonight. I'm setting up. I have parameters I have to set up. I have to prepare everybody. It's not some big ordeal. It just is certain things that you have to do. Okay.
He's got to step out for a minute.
Yeah. Provoking. I mean, it depends on the level of provoking, and provoking can be taken as, let's see, are you here? Being kind of, what's the word I'm trying to look for? Where you just persistent, right?
Yeah.
That's one type of provoking. You are already provoking the spirits when you're there by just being there, right? But
Absolutely.
taking it to the level of being disrespectful, I can't do that. I won't, because this is just the thing about me is like some of the human spirits, they can choose to be here. Some of them choose not to be here, and I found too, with being open and respectable, you're going to get more stuff, right? But if you're not going to get stuff that night, and I'm not saying y'all, I'm just talking about in general, obviously. If you're not going to get stuff that night, because I see other paranormal investigation teams like really opening up, like you've seen some of these real popular paranormal investigation teams just push me, enter me, come on, I'm right here. It's just not the smartest thing to do when you're dealing with something you can't see, even if you can see them. It's just, they can F your life up until the point where some people have done some really bad things. You spend the rest of your life in jail for having something jump in you if you already got an anger issue. Or you might not be here anymore. And I mean, I am taking it to that extreme because it has happened. There's tons of cases out there where that kind of stuff's happened. And again, I'm not pinpointing nobody. I'm not saying y'all at all. I'm just saying in general about provoking.
Yeah. Well, we have provoked before. We learned quickly we don't do it anymore.
Right.
And one time. And I don't
get
like
the lesson.
We make a habit of not being disrespectful to the spirits anyway.
Yeah.
Good ones or bad ones, it doesn't matter. We treat them the same. Somebody wants to message you.
I'll say it again.
Someone wants to message you. Oh, my speaker's moved. Someone wants to
Yeah, there's somebody on here. I gave out my email address in the chat. If anybody wants to message me, I'm trying to get there they are. I got your messages to pop up. If anybody wants to contact me, you can contact me through my socials, Luminary Luna Beams, or you can contact me Gmail, luminarylunabeams@gmail.com. And I'm pretty available. I can send y'all the information and stuff if you want. But yeah, I'm seeing if anybody has questions.
Yeah, we've told everybody be prepared to get some questions tonight. And another thing is using the platform we use, StreamYard. Facebook, we're on Facebook Live now, but we can't tell a Facebook comment. We don't know who's making it.
Jessica is the one I think that said, "Can I message you, Chastity?" Yes, Jessica Day.
Okay.
I can see it because I've got a split screen here with everybody. So I got YouTube and Facebook running. I got your Facebook running, and I got my YouTube running.
Cool.
Yeah, I keep to myself too, Becca Boo, and they find me. Not as much here lately because it's like once you start to really understand how energy works in general, or at least get your truth and have a general understanding, and you have a great connection with your divine spiritual guides and stuff like that, and you're more positive and you get that negativity out of your life, because we all face negativity at some point. We're all going to be lower vibrational at some point. But again, I talked about this. There's like a baseline. It's okay to be sad, feel those feelings, but make sure you're coming back up to your baseline. But if you're constantly depressed, constantly in a bad mood, you can attract paranormal activity. And that's why you have hauntings sometimes too, because of tragic accidents. I don't have any water. Darn it. Let me holler and see if one of my youngins will bring me a bottle of water. Hold on. I'm going to mute myself.
I drunk all mine too. I don't need to throw up Riley's monster drink now.
You don't want none of it?
I can't handle it. Too close to bedtime for me.
Ooh, I had coffee earlier. I didn't get up till a little later today, and I got up later than I was supposed to today. Basically, we're supposed to get up early, but some things come up, and had me a big old nice cup of coffee. So my ears are hot.
It does that. I had my first cup at 5 this morning. About 2 cups is all I can handle. So you just had coffee like
about an hour ago.
Oh yeah, it's got you hot flashing.
Hormones. Thank you, dear. I appreciate it. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this weekend, y'all. I can't wait. I cannot wait. It's going to be exciting. So again, it's called the Henry River. Wait a minute.
Henry River Mill Village.
Okay.
So it's April the 20th. April the 20th. It's a Saturday.
April the 20th?
Yes. Did you think it was this weekend?
That's what I was thinking. Yes.
No, it's April the 20th. So it's a few weekends away.
Okay, that's even better. Hey, you know what? That gives me more time to prepare, because I was like freaking out, because I thought in Riley's message it said this weekend, but that is fine. Oh. Okay, well, I haven't really released anything like anything like that, so that's perfect. So that kind of, because I had to bump some things back.
Oh, good.
So that's even better. I was wondering why y'all were going on Easter, but I was like, all right, well, let's do it.
Yeah, when you said Easter baskets and Easter bunny, I was sitting here thinking, golly, what am I missing?
Yeah.
You had me worried.
It works sometimes. My brain does. Sometimes it don't.
We ain't doing nothing on Easter like that. So
yeah, I don't blame you. I was wondering, and I was just going along with it. I was like, hell, let's go.
Somebody's questioning regarding Hat Man. I'm curious, what are they talking about?
Oh, Hat Man. So the Hat Man, like, historically is said to be an interdimensional being that is either appears with the hat or comes in with like a black silhouette shadow with red eyes. Some people say that they've seen it, but it's generally associated with interdimensional and or extraterrestrial beings, believe that or not, either or both. One guy, I can't remember his name right now, but one guy said that when he started getting to the bottom of the UFO stuff, I think his name was Alan something. But he had to stop. He was like heading up some type of international alien association back in like the mid 1900s. And now I can say that because it's the 2000s.
Right.
But it was a little time before I was born. And he said that he initially saw them. That was the first reports of the Hat Man. But in general, the Hat Man, here's the thing. Could there be like real deal Hat Men? And matter of fact, the Hat Men come from as the story of the Men in Black. So they kind of pulled the Hat Man to the Men in Black. So what could it be? Well, they sometimes talk about the Hat Man being somebody from the future that's like a secret detective agent, and we start figuring stuff out that we shouldn't, and they come back and scare us. Or you can have, I've seen plenty of Hat Men in, my time that are human spirits that, wear a hat. Like quite recently, I saw two in two different occasions that were Hat Men, but they was different. Like one of them looked like a Hat Man detective, and one of them looked like an Egyptian or a Chinese hat. But in general, they say they're interdimensional beings, but they can be really anything, shapeshifters too. So yeah, that's the Hat Man.
That brings up a question I have for you, Chastity.
Okay.
How do you feel? What's your opinion on Slender Man?
I think it's a thought form because, once so many people believe in something and they actually fear it, the collective conscious is a very strong thing. Okay. And when you have so many people working on something or thinking about something and their brain gets going, and you have these movies come out, entities can use our fears, especially if they have the ability to shapeshift, which for the most part, if it's a conscious entity, there's not much stopping it from shape shifting, right? You don't really get shapeshifters with residual energy, or maybe even like fragmented pieces of people's souls or something, or some human spirits. They haven't learned how to do that. But yeah, Slender Man would be fall under thought forms. So could it be real? Yes, because people have manifested it. And if somebody has strong enough energy, it doesn't have to be psychic ability, strong enough energy, they can create a thought form, and then it gets into the human consciousness. And, we all perceive energy in a different way. So is it possible? Yeah.
Somebody's asking, can you see that my ex-partner that I have a child with used energy or spirit, etc., against me, or was it me attracting it?
That's something I would have to look a little more into. That's more like case lines. Like I would have to sit down with you, at a designated date and go over that kind of stuff. But I'll put it to you this way. It's a potential that people could do that. I'm going to speak of it in general terms. It's a potential that people can do that, but at the same time, it's a potential that we attract things too, depending on our mood. If you know of that person doing that kind of stuff, or if you caught wind of it and you feel different, it's very possible. But just remember, those types of things can be broken with, the help. Maybe you could seek out somebody that's does positive energy healing and removing it with, okay, let's just say it. When you have somebody doing like magic or some type of metaphysical stuff like that, you tend to have to denounce it yourself, and you can be non-accepting of that energy. Matter of fact, you can actually tell it to, F off if you wanted to, and that energy in itself, because if we believe that somebody did something to us, even if they didn't, it can happen. And again, I'm covering all possibilities. It's not generally directed towards your situation, because again, that would be a case that I would consider a case material. But yeah, it's a possibility. I'm sorry if y'all hear the neighbor's dog. They leave that little dog outside to bark all night long. And it's distracting.
He sees something.
Yeah, he sees everything. He sees a damn bird and that dog's barking. It's nighttime. He probably saw a freaking street light turn on. But yeah, it is possible. But yeah, that's something I wouldn't really feel comfortable giving an answer to.
Somebody said, what does it mean for 3 Hat Men to show up?
That's interesting because that means 3 different interdimensional beings. If it was 100% legit, but did that come in a dream? Whoever asked that, I can see it. I see it coming across. But that means that they work together, or that entity split off into 3.
Mm-hmm.
Quarterly.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I don't understand all that really. That's over my head, I think.
And that's okay. I mean, it took me a lot of research has went into this. I watched a lot of YouTube. I haven't necessarily read tons of books, but a lot of the stuff that I've learned has come from experience.
Right.
And do I have the ultimate truth? No, I don't claim to have the ultimate truth. I just speak from my personal experiences, and I ask people to go out and do their research and find all their own stuff. And the more you get into this, the more stuff you learn, and you meet people along the way. I've met people along the way that I've learned from, and that's what makes this journey so interesting. You meet good people like y'all.
Hands-on experience. You tend not to forget what you learned that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've so got to sign my forehead at the Parafest.
All right. Put a big star on you.
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all won't miss my tent. My tent's black. So if anybody in the chat or anybody watching this or when y'all come, my tent is black and it's going to be like cut in half, not like a hot dog, but hamburger fold. Okay. Like school. Right. And it's going to be cut in half and my jewelry's going to be up front and you're going to see my banner. Hopefully, if I can get it ever done, it's going to happen tonight. You'll see my banner and my big fat head on the moon. So if you know my face, you won't miss me. It's going to be like,
If he knows anything about the books.
Riley was questioning what type is. You said tent, so I guess all the vendors and stuff. Everybody will be outside. There's not enough room inside the Trevette Clinic. It's tiny.
I don't know. They really haven't gave us that much information, and I was told what I read said they said a table. I said, yeah, I booked it, but I booked for a 10 by 10 space. And I was assuming they said we have to bring our own stuff. So generally that should be outside.
I agree. And have you ever been to the Trevette Clinic?
Nope. And I hadn't looked up any information about it either.
But it's very small. So I just looked a little while ago, just looking on the Trevette Clinic's Facebook page and just to see if they had updated anything, and we're talking about the Parafest, and there's lots of speakers or guests that are going to be there. So
it's going to be big.
There's no way that many people will fit inside that house at one time. It's small. I mean, it's an older basement house with 2 stories. Okay, so it's really 3 floors, but it's small. There's no way a lot of people will fit in that house. So I guess what I'm saying is it has to be outside.
Yeah, I keep feeling like when I'm visualizing my tent space, because I used to do events all the time. That was like my life before this. And I'm kind of getting back into it, obviously, but in other ways. And I feel like my tent's going to be sitting on grass. I don't know. Is there a lot of grass out there? And like okay, good.
There is.
Good.
There is. It's a really, really neat old place.
It's awesome.
And I'm not going to tell you nothing else about it. I want you to experience it. But it's there is a little girl that's there.
Okay.
So it's really cool.
I don't mind little tidbits of information like that. That don't bother me. And even if you were to tell me, I wouldn't be upset or nothing. I just try to, I did it because I want to go to the Trevette Clinic Center because that was going to be like, coffee. I have 3 places I want to go. You can tell I'm excited. I have like 3 or 4 places I want to go. And that's one of them when I found out. And I think you guys are the ones that told me about that because I think that's how we started talking. Because I was like, where are places? I'm pretty sure it was y'all. Where are places in North Carolina to investigate? Because I can't find hardly nothing.
Right.
I can give you a whole 4 or 5 lists right now.
He is continuously looking for places. But there's another guy, Jason Smith, with Only Phantoms.
Only Phantoms.
Only Phantoms paranormal team. And he sent Riley. He does a lot of looking for places also. So he sent Riley a crazy long list of places.
1, 2, 3, 4. I got like 2, 4.
He's got probably like 6 pages of places.
Pages with like 50 locations on each page.
That's awesome. Yeah, you've done your homework. And
Yeah,
I've
that's
tried, I
just
mean, I
not
haven't
far.
looked super deep, but I've looked, and that's a lot. So, hell, most of the places I thought that were in North Carolina were like places you just go sit up in the yard basically and go search. I couldn't find much of anything because, Stokes County don't really have anything except Madison Dry Goods Store, but that's actually in Rockingham County right next door. But they don't even allow people to do investigations there. And I get why, but that place is wild. You can go visit, but they changed management or ownership. You used to go upstairs and visit the museum. You can stay up there as long as you like. You can't like run a full investigation, but if you kind of want to go up there and video and like run your spirit box with the volume down and just look at it, they're not stopping you from doing any of that. And it's spooky.
And that's the Madison Dry Goods.
Yeah, Madison Dry Goods. Again,
Yeah.
they might be doing investigations now, but I'm not sure. Third
Yeah,
floor, there's something real creepy.
We've talked to them a couple of times about going and never really got a straight up answer. We just decided next time we head that way, we're gonna swing in there.
Yeah, we're gonna stop.
So
I mean, the worst they can tell us to do is leave.
Yeah, and I mean, if y'all want to go to the graveyard and stuff, we can go, but we just need to go in one car. I'll take y'all. Like, I'll show you where it's at. You could probably find it, but what I'm saying is, if y'all come out this way, give me a holler, and we'll figure something out. I kind of, because if I go in there, I've lived up there before, and if we just go in that graveyard and kind of get in there and get out within 10 minutes, even if we bring some flowers, like we're good. Might even have to take my rinkety dinkety car because I fit in with my car up there. Okay. My car's old. My car's getting older. So like if we go in there with a big flashy car and cameras and all kinds of stuff, they're going to run us out. But if we go in there just easy, and I've been there several times, you get 10 minutes and just sit there and pay your respects and go about your business, they'll leave you alone.
Oh yeah. We can blend in pretty good.
Yeah.
We're good in the graveyards.
Yeah, we can get our, what is it called? That stuff you put over your, when you go hunting, is a ghillie suit?
Yeah.
The ghillie suit.
And all the camo.
I'll even go back to how I used to be. I'll paint my face for this one.
Yeah.
I'll really blend in.
Yeah, and get the paint you put right here.
Yeah.
Dylan, I don't think Dylan's up here tonight, but Dylan's done a lot of, he's looked up a lot about Madison Dry Goods. He's done a lot of, he knows about all of it. I mean, he's really looked into it and wanted to go really bad. So
yeah,
we need to make that happen. Dylan's wife is expecting in the month of May. So
okay.
We're trying to go a few places
before that gets
before she cuts him off for a little while.
It gets up there, it's time consuming, and it is what it is. I get it. It's a lot, and it's a lot of fun, but there's so many places, and it takes time, and it takes money, and
we could go every day. We could go somewhere every day, but like you said, the bills have to be paid, and it doesn't it doesn't pay the bills right now. I'm not saying it won't never. That would be a pretty cool goal, kind of like yours. I mean, anything can be a profession, right?
No,
but it needs to be a profession that pays the bills.
We need to get y'all's videos edited.
We do. We absolutely
and like do. Something we're gonna have a conversation, I guess, on the 20th instead of this Saturday, which actually probably works out even better. Honestly, I'm actually relieved because I was like, how is my body going to do this? But now that I have time, the only thing I have to do is on the 21st, and it'll give me even more time to maybe even order I at least want a flashlight, one of those that turn on and off. I'm going to get me like a little flashlight or something off Amazon. Yeah. Something.
Angel will bring you something. Angel's going.
Actually,
Angel will be at the Parafest also. So that's the week before.
So I can just actually probably get some stuff made up and meet up there.
He'll bring you something with your name on it.
Angel's awesome, man.
Yeah, he'll. I'm sure he will. Sorry, Angel, putting you on the spot.
Try and get you some business, buddy. Right?
There you go. Well, it's a good place to do it and draw because we've got a lot of great people that keep watching. I see I got a lot of people coming in too over here. I'm trying to keep up with the chat, but I don't have the chat in front of me. I have to look over here. So I'm sorry if I'm missing some questions or anything, thank you for helping me with that, because I can't see it unless I like take my attention away. I can, but it makes y'all go away, and I like
Oh,
to.
okay.
What is Temu?
Somebody talking about Temu. That shame on you for shopping Temu.
Yeah. Because I just bought stuff from Shein. I'm trying to make Shein better than Temu.
Yeah, same thing. We buy from everywhere too with our phone. But I'll tell you, and I've said it before. In the retail business, boutique, my wife has a boutique, and we've had one for 15 years. At mom and pop stores, Temu and Shein will be the end of those, because you can go on those sites and buy certain clothes like she sells in her store for ladies boutique. You can buy them cheaper than we buy them at wholesale price on those sites. So our boutique business last year was the worst year ever, just because it's so accessible, and it's so easy to take this right here and never leave the house, and it'll show up at your door in a few days.
That's awful. And do y'all sell baked goods?
Yeah, my daughter has a bakery, so we got.
I saw that, and I was like,
we got one building with the boutique, bakeries in the middle, and on the end is our coffee shop.
Oh wow! I can't wait to come down there. I'm going to come out there one day, and I'm going to get to visit. I want to visit the shops and stuff, and it's not too far away from the water, is it? The beach? How many hours away, or how many minutes?
We're an hour and a half from the coast.
So maybe if I come through there, I'll have to stop in and get me a cup of coffee and some goodies. Yeah.
It's real coffee now.
For
sure. It ain't Starbucks.
I'm ready.
It's the real deal.
The darker, the better, too.
It'll
Jet
make
fuel.
You it'll hot flash you.
I know. I already got some right now.
You be fanning hard.
Yeah.
So you're crazy.
You're crazy.
Yeah, I understand, Keeper. It's true. Like I have used Temu, and I took it off my phone, but I've used Shein. Like, we gotta do what we gotta do, honey. I get it.
Oh yeah,
it's tough.
I don't knock anybody for it, because Amazon's just as bad, and I probably use Amazon every week. But it's the times we live in now.
It is, and we got to do what we got to do. So I try to support local when I can, but it is a convenience. It's a convenience and the prices and stuff. And I realize how important it is to support local, but our pockets can't always allow us to do that. I'm right there. The dress I'm wearing, I don't care. I'll tell everybody, the dress I'm wearing to the event is beautiful. I got it off of Shein for $11, but by the time I get done with everything, you ain't gonna be able to tell. I'm gonna look like $1 million. Look, that's good for me to say. Confidence. Gotta have confidence.
Yeah. So I don't even know what kind of dress you're wearing, but let's just say $11. So in a boutique, that dress my wife would probably pay at the market probably $30 wholesale for it. In normal retail, you double it, so it would be sell on the rack for $60.
Exactly.
That's just what Temu and Shein are doing to retail businesses.
Yeah, I get it.
Anyway.
It's a topic of conversation and something that needs to be said, and it's tough because we don't have the same type of factories that we used to have here to give us these goods, and you've got all those factories overseas. And I know this is a paranormally show, but it's facts. It's important to speak of every once in a while.
What? Oh yeah. Yeah, I get it. Like I said, it's the times we live in, and it's we're slowly working ourselves. We're just going back to a gift store. We started off as a gift store. And my wife, of course, she loves fashion, her and my daughter. So we got into the boutique clothing, and now we're getting out of it.
It's tough.
Can't give it away. So
it's tough right now for certain things. And, if we're going to talk about some worldly stuff, let's briefly talk about the bridge is it Baltimore?
Oh, yeah, in Maryland. Wow.
That's terrible. I'm so happy not a lot of people were on it. Intuitively, something's not right, but that's allegedly. This is just for fun. I'm just saying it's just for fun. It's all alleged information. You know, don't take anything I say with a grain of salt, but something's up with that.
Yeah, it's a terrible ordeal. And like you said, thankfully, I guess at a different time in the day when the traffic would be like crazy busy, could be a lot of lives lost. I think maybe there's some lost now. I don't know how many, 7.
Mm-hmm.
There's some missing people. So I mean, that's terrible.
Yeah, they're under it because I seen it. I seen them under the rubble. There's going to be at least 3 of them that come up, but they're going to have to remove some stuff over top. It's sad. It's really sad, and prayers for the family and stuff, but something's not right because, you know, Emily sent me the thing and I watched it, but I felt like crap and I was just waking up and I didn't really look into it till last night. And I watched like a 10-minute video, but just from what I've heard, it's all about the car parts, like that port. So cars, car parts, electronics. So the prices of these things that are already super high are getting ready to skyrocket. It's not going to be felt now, but you know, a bridge like that takes like the last bridge. And I mean, our technology is new, but the last bridge took 5 to 7 years to complete.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So we're going to feel this for a long time, but we're America. Why don't we have other ports? Why couldn't they get another port ready for that? It's just really interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it was all an accident.
The barge or the ship full of containers that run into it, I'm pretty sure it wasn't American, if I had to guess.
Yeah.
It was probably a load of Temu and Shein stuff.
Bless their heart.
From China.
If I don't get my Shein before this event, I'm going to raise, you know what.
And Chastity.
Yes, sir.
I'm pretty stoked. This coming Tuesday, I'm getting my last tattoo finished.
Uh-oh.
Oh, nice.
It's the Angel of Death sitting over a graveyard.
Very cool. I was looking back. Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. That is so cool. I love it. My fiance has a Reaper on his forearm. So we like stuff like that too.
I got a Reaper right here.
Nice. Here, I'm going to make it bigger so I can see it better.
He's been working on this sleeve for a while. He's got one side just about done.
Yeah.
That looks awesome. I like it.
And you know how have you ever seen Supernatural, like the TV series?
You know what? Everybody in the chat, go ahead and get your stones ready because I tried to watch it and I couldn't get into it, but I know about it. Okay, I'm ducking.
But anyway, there's a I don't know what you would label her up there, but evidently it's God's sister. And anyways, her name's Amara, and she cast a sickness over the world called the darkness. And it's like if you breathe in this black fog and all that, you'll start getting these whelps, these lines popping out all over your body, all up your arms, legs, your side of your neck, and everywhere. And it looks like that right there on my forearm.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So he doesn't like Supernatural much. Can you see the picture?
Yeah. I see it.
That's Sam and Dean whooping his ass.
Yeah. That is so cool.
And we're standing right beside their daggone car.
Yeah. That is really cool. That's crazy though. That's literally it took me a second to see like who it was because I was looking, but yeah, that's awesome. Yeah.
So yeah, we went.
I can't wait. I keep thinking about it.
During the summer. Totally agree with the ideas of who knows about bridge? The bridge talk is not. I expect in the next month or so, you'll really find out or hear a lot more about what may have really happened with that barge.
Yeah.
It is either way. It's a tragic accident. But at the same time, you just, in the world we live in, you just feel like something else is going to come out of this.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy that, and this last year and the year before, it was the food plants, how they're burning out all of different types of food plants just randomly caught fire. Matter of fact, I received a text message alert, or like, you know how when you have an Amber Alert, right?
Yeah.
I received an alert approximately 2 years ago saying that evacuate immediately. It come across like that at like 6:30 in the morning. Now I'm a night out, and my fiance, we had literally had just been asleep for an hour or two at that point. It said, plant, how did it say it? It was fertilizer plant explosion imminent. Evacuate immediately within 1 mile radius. And it gave off the address. And I'm not within a mile, like as the crow flies, I'm like 2. But y'all, if y'all don't know, if y'all have never seen the Texas fertilizer plant explode, just go Google Texas fertilizer plant explosion, and you'll see how fast that place went up.
Oh yeah.
And we had here probably, I don't know, it was twice as much fertilizer. Was it magnesium? No, I can't remember right now off the top of my head. Whatever it was, I did a whole thing on it. It would have been big. It'd have been more than a mile. They had to evacuate out. So we literally hauled tail. Had to leave my cat. I had to leave my turtle. Like, we thought we were going to die.
Oh,
Fertilizer plants and food processing plants, or food, that's kind of what's been kind of happening lately. And it's just really weird. I don't know what, the health regulators have been dropping the ball, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at a picture of it now. It's amazing.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I used to have a little update thing on my channel, but I took it down.
The views are just the views are just growing at the later on we get talking.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
The people watching, joining are just growing.
Good.
I mean, I probably just jinxed it, but still.
Well, thank y'all for being here.
So have you done anything exciting lately?
Yeah.
As far as you done any cool readings, or I'm not asking to be personal and talk about anybody. Anything stand out to you that you've done?
I did my first lunar phase reading where I look into somebody's lunar phases and give them their free horoscope. I did my first live with Lights at Midnight. So I've only been live individually by myself one time on TikTok for 30 minutes. I did my first individual live Saturday on the Luminary Luna Beams, and I incorporated cards, and people really like that because I've often thought about doing more card videos like I used to, or maybe doing lives like that, and people really liked it. So I'll probably do more because I considered starting another channel for that. And then I did my first live with Lights at Midnight the next day, and now I'm going live with you guys, and I've done some cool things. I don't know. I've worked a lot. I've been getting a lot more services. I don't know. I'm cool. I don't know.
You're busy.
What have y'all done cool besides this past weekend? Any cool stuff?
No, work on my part. Planning and other than the Granger thing, we haven't done any investigations. We've been to Granger last weekend. We've been there twice. Just planning other places to go. Trying to get ready for the Parafest. So trying to figure out what we need to do there. And we're going to this weekend. We'll be going to a home. We got a home call. We're going to a home. One of our followers is purchasing his family home. His mom, she didn't die there, but 2 of his family members died there, and he's purchasing the home for his son to move in.
Okay.
And he wants us to go and check it out and cleanse it.
Perfect.
So we're going to do that this weekend.
Yeah, man.
That's
So,
awesome.
man.
Yeah, that's about what I think that's all that place is going to need. Just by listening to you talk about it and stuff intuitively. You might get some, if you were to take equipment, unless you're just going to go cleanse it, which I don't know your process, but if you were to take equipment, you might get some electronical interferences or cat balls activity from stuck energy. And there might be something hanging around there, but I don't think there's anything super bad off the top of my head, not without having any time to look into it. So a clearing should do good by that place.
I wish Brad was up here tonight. I don't know if he is, but he was telling us a story the other day that it made me think of you. He was asking this question. I asked him, has he ever experienced anything? Because he's very interested in the paranormal.
Yeah.
He's kind of like I was. He doesn't believe it. He's interested, but he needs to be shown. Okay.
Yeah.
He needs to really see it. But he was saying in the home he lives in now, there's been 3 different times over the years of he hears a little girl's voice. He'll look around and there's nobody there.
Yeah.
And I can't remember what does the girl say? She calls his name one time.
She'll say Brad, but like
Brad, like it fades off, an echo every time. But it's a little, it's a small child, high pitched voice, and to the point where he turns around, he's like, you heard that, and nobody's there. So that's
I don't know if Emily's still watching, but I just heard Emily in my head say, "That ain't no child."
So I don't know the history on the home. Now it's not the home we're going to clean.
Yeah.
It's actually where he lives now.
Yeah.
But he's heard it, and it woke him up. Did it wake him up in the middle of the night? So it woke up. Did he feel like he got touched? No.
Yeah.
I can't remember if he said he felt like he got touched.
I can't remember.
I think it woke him up in the middle of the night, and he sits up and he's he hears his name called, and it's always like an echo on the end of it. It's not like Brad. It's like Brad. It's got an echo. Yeah.
Bless his heart. I don't know why, as you're telling me that, I'm totally taking it all in, but I'm hearing a train. As you're telling me this, I hear a train, like not a train here. It's in, through my gifts, even though we have a train, it's not running right now, but I hear a train, and I heard the first thing I heard while you were telling me that was Crossroads. And it's like I'm laying in bed and I can hear a train coming. Ding, 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 ding.
Well,
that's funny you say that. So
there's a train.
I know his hair standing up on his arms. Do you know what happened to Riley in 2014? Okay. That's so weird that you say that.
I thought it may have been associated with an accident, but when I was getting that, but I guess that's it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Do you hear that?
Damn, man.
He got hit by a train in 2014, the day after he got his driver's license. And he was in a coma.
Was it a straight drive? Was it a straight drive? How did you get stuck? No. Missed it?
He pulled up on he doesn't remember. That's why he's paralyzed on one half of his body now.
Oh, okay. I knew there was something. I'm sorry.
So it's
don't be sorry.
So
you're here.
Yeah, he's here.
Yeah, I'm here.
He's not supposed
I feel bad because I brought that up is all. I don't mean to.
No, I feel like
the
hair stood up on my arms when you said train, and then you said crossroad, then you said accident, and so when he crosses the train track now, he still gets a wild feeling, I'm sure. Don't you?
Yeah, I'm getting chills just freaking thinking about it.
It's all in that car. Wasn't like a straight drive.
No, it was automatic. He was driving a big pickup truck, thank God. But
2,500.
The train hit him right in the driver's door. And
it's almost like, because I'm seeing something with like the gear. Like, that's why I asked if it was a straight drive. It was almost like it, like when you go, it couldn't, for some reason you couldn't go. And I'm hearing a revving associated with it, but I'm wondering why I picked that up. It could be because of what happened. But that's what I was, as you were telling me about that little girl, it's kind of weird because if it is about you, Riley, and you're talking to me about the little girl that's calling that guy's name, how long have y'all known that guy?
We've known him from, I don't know, maybe personally known him for 6 months, maybe, but we've known
Okay, so
we've known he's
somebody
been part of the
knew.
group for a while. Yeah. Yeah, we've not known Brad that
He's
long.
been part of the group for 4 years.
I don't know if it's been that long, but anyway.
Or as long as we've had a page.
Yeah.
Because I remember he was one of our first followers.
Okay.
Back when we had like 20.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm wondering because it's just kind of weird that you're telling me that story. And I mean, it could be what happened, or it could be something as like that guy's house. He might hear a train at night or something. That's what I was thinking, but that is very weird. And whatever's calling his name and it being associated with y'all, it could be something darker because generally, you know, there are children's spirits, but they're very few and far between. A lot of things take on that image.
Okay.
So the fact that I got that and everything that happened, you know, it's just weird. It's odd.
That is very odd. But it's just it's a heck of a coincidence. But he doesn't remember much about it. I mean, he can tell you some stories, but he was been in a wheelchair for 2 years after that, and it's been a wild ride. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, well, hey, you come a long way and you're here and you're doing what you love.
Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's great. I mean, that's great that you came that far. Hey, sis.
It's funny. Somebody said you got a good brain. So lucky to be alive.
Mm-hmm.
So he actually had part of his brain removed. He had a traumatic brain injury, but you can't tell it today.
No.
So he's got another tattoo. Turn your head sideways. So he's got a horseshoe scar.
Oh, wow.
They had to remove that part of his skull for over a year.
Wow.
So,
yeah. It's a miracle, man.
Yeah,
that's a miracle.
Yes, mate.
So yeah, he had to learn everything again. Walk, speak, talk, eat,
breathe.
I mean,
everything.
He couldn't do.
Wow.
It was a wild ride to see somebody at 16 years old fixing to go play college baseball. Just, you know, the world at their fingertips, and then all of a sudden you get a phone call like that, and you're like, "There's no way," but there's a way. It can happen to anybody.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody watching, you know, love your loved ones because you never know.
You never know. That's right. It's interesting. I'll say this, and we all have points of exit in life, and we get it. There's not necessarily a determined number. This is a rule of thumb, but we all have these exit points when something really bad could have happened, and it's a point where how can we say this? I'm not trying to be insensitive when I say this, so trigger warning to just in general, but we have points in life that are exit points where our soul can choose to opt out. And your soul was not ready to go then. Your soul said, I'm going to fight for this. And this is, you know, and then we all have those options. There's been times like I hit an ambulance head on and I felt light come over my body, and I was only 17 years old. I didn't do it. My ex-husband, we wasn't married at the time, but my ex-husband is the one that it wasn't on purpose either. It was sleeting and snowing, and the back tires were bad, and they skidded off into the other lane, and there was a 20-foot ditch on one side, and there was the train tracks on the other, like a hill up. So it was like this, and we just slid on in, and wow. And I said, oh my God, I'm getting ready to die in my head. And I put my hands over my eyes, and I was wearing glasses at the time. And we hit, but before we hit, I felt like this shield of energy go over my body. It was lit, and I even hear it. It's like I didn't hear it then. It's almost like I hear it now. It's like a shield. It's like zoop, and it went over my body like a layer of energy that thick. And when we hit, the only thing that happened is I had a little thing on my nose from the glasses where the bear bags come out. The dash come in and hit my left knee. And then I still have a little bit of scar tissue around my hip area where the seatbelt was. And that's it. That's all. And me and my ex-husband had similar injuries. It was his right knee. He had some cuts. He was real skinny. He could climb out the window, and I had to open the door. Even at that age, it wasn't that I was big. It's just my door wasn't, or my window wasn't busted. His was. He was skinny enough to get through it.
Right.
And mine, I had to open my door. I remember the smells. It's terrifying, and you don't remember. It took me years to figure out where it actually happened. It knocked the sense out of me.
I'm sure it did.
Yeah, we all have these exit points in life, and it just depends on, a lot of your soul contracts. We have soul contracts, and I think I saw somebody ask before, what was it? Why do people stay here? Well, there's multiple reasons of why people stay, and it can be free will. If your soul's already, and there's things that we don't know that we've agreed to before we come here, in my personal belief, when we're sent back. And these exit points, it's an unspoken thing between you and the spirit world that you have a higher self. And when it's your time, it's your time. And some people have, everybody has free will, and some people choose to stay. And then some people can't get through the fear. The whole reason that you have paranormal stuff is because of it's lower vibrational feelings and actions and fear and all kinds of stuff. But, I'm just going to put this out here. Everybody has their own personal beliefs. Okay. I don't believe that we're going to be sent to a lake of fire for all eternity for committing a sin that we didn't ask for forgiveness from. And that's just my personal opinion. I believe in a lot of things. I've seen Jesus and stuff like that, but from my opinion, we have a loving higher dimension. And if anything, we have to ask for forgiveness from the people that we hurt and ask for forgiveness from ourselves. And we also have to, I think people say worship. I think it's about giving gratitude for the gift of life and breathing. I think that's just the words that I use, and it's not trying to debate or do anything. I'm just expressing, how I feel about things.
You have to be thankful. You have to come to a point in your life where every day, every moment your eyes are open, there's somebody else who didn't plan to die. And they didn't get the opportunity to open their eyes or take a breath. So I feel like you need to be thankful for every moment, especially every morning. I try to do it more often since his accident. His accident taught me a lot about myself.
Yeah.
When you think you're on top of the world and you got it all figured out, and then all of a sudden you realize really quickly you're not even close to having it figured out.
Yeah.
So be thankful for every moment, every morning, every moment. When you open those eyes and you take that breath in, there's somebody else the night before who went to sleep who was planning to do the same thing the next day and didn't. So that's a blessing in itself already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Life is beautiful. It's really about perception and what you make of it. And your perception, as again, I use that word a lot. It was one of the most important things that spirits ever said to me was perception, and that colors are more important than I really realized on the other side. And that is true. Our perception here really creates our reality, because you can have two siblings that are two twins that go through the same stuff in life, but one of them has a shit perception and the other one has a great positive perception, and you'll see who gets where faster. Your perception is everything. Gratitude, gratitude is one of the most important things. Just being thankful for the opportunities and stuff like that. It goes a long way. Positive mindset. Try to stay out of the stress and the worry. I mean, this is spiritual stuff too. If you stay stuck in that, the scarcity mentality, you will never move forward, or your brain, people get comfortable there. And sometimes we're meant to go through those things. We're always meant to go through everything. Again, life for me, they say we steer the steering wheel of our life with free will. No, we control the gas or the brakes, period. Yeah. Life's going to go. It's going to turn and go. We're just controlling the gas and brakes as it turns. So
we have choices, definitely. A lot of times we feel like we don't have a choice, but there's a choice. There's a choice.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm going to look through a couple of these messages here, guys. Again, I apologize. I can't see them. I'm just going to slide through them.
I'm looking through, Yeah, he's definitely, Riley is definitely a fighter for sure. He's fought the fight for sure. It's been and he's still every day. He works every day.
That's awesome.
fighting the fight.
And it's good.
Possibly Alexis.
It's good. It's good. It took him a long time to find something that he could love and have passion in, and he loves the paranormal. So he gives it his everything now, and he's great at it. He's great at it for sure.
Yeah. So you got to admire. Somebody says you're handsome. Woo.
He knows that.
There you go. That's cool.
All right, just because I got hit by a train don't mean I ain't cocky.
And I'm sorry to hear that, Becca. I hate to hear that.
Oh, who said I'm handsome? I might need to check up on this.
Do not.
Becca Boo.
Do not give him up.
I think that's what she meant. I'm pretty sure. And I'm sorry to hear that, Becca Boo. And it's possible. I kind of feel you on that. Yeah. I don't really want to read it. She's wrote it, but you'll see. I can agree with what you heard. It probably is.
What was that?
She lost someone.
Oh, bless. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did she ask? Did you feel light as a feather? What was she?
That's what I was reading. I think, Becca, you asked that during when I was in the accident. I don't know. It was just like this supercharged. And I know there's a lot of energy, but it just felt like I even saw it in my mind's eye when I was 17. I didn't quite understand it. It was just like this light. And it was almost like I had like a bumper on my body. It was weird because the way the car looked at the end and everything, it looked like somebody had passed. Honestly, it was that bad. Let's see. Proven audacity. You could have given up and you didn't. Hold on. I got to move my thing. But struggling through for my child, inspirational. I'd not be scared of paranormal after your journey. Maybe that's why you're good at the work you do. I agree with that. Saying you're good at the work that you do because of what you've been through. That's true.
So Becca Boo said she loves your beard, and you were just talking about shaving your beard off today.
Yeah, I'm getting rid of
it.
Damn.
Sorry, Becca.
I understand. I meant to work, and I was thinking that too. So I'll validate that for you. I actually had that come across my mind.
Yeah, he's definitely. We go in places and I feel certain ways, and he don't get scared. I'll say that, and I think back because he's already lived through hell. I think.
Yeah. Keeper True Crime Paranormal said, "Strong man, a true survivor. Bless you." Yeah. My sister said, "That's a miracle. We're glad you're here, dude." Mm-hmm. That is awesome, man. Well, that that gives it even more context, and like your journey and what you have a story to tell, you have something to offer, and this is just advice. Like, I need somebody on here that sees this. If you do editing work, are you willing to hire somebody to do your editing work?
I would love
we were to do some cool stuff. We've had people who wanted to help us and
like that.
Yeah, and if you're going to do it, go ahead and really do a great job at it.
Right.
Somebody with some experience and they can, hey, let me see what you've done. And it looks really cool. Yeah, we're on board for sure. We're
okay.
When I'm talking editing, video editing, I want some mind seed type crap.
Okay.
Some mind seed on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
I want some editing like they do.
I know there's definitely people out there who can help us. We haven't pushed it as hard as we should. Really, we should have made it a priority by now.
Yeah.
Well, the cool thing is you got all this footage, and now you can go through it and figure out what you want to do first. You can build a story, and it's something, maybe we can talk about off live, that I could give you some of my plethora of knowledge on just random facts. I have dumb facts in my head and sometimes helpful facts. So maybe I can help y'all plan out and arrange something. I'm a planner. I plan things. You can ask some of the people in the chat. They know me. I know a little bit something about everything, but I'm not necessarily a master at anything.
That's us.
You and me both have that gift. I'm really good with dumb facts and dumb thoughts. I do.
Did you know?
I do dumb stuff all the time.
We do. We all do. We all do. You just do a few more than most.
Yeah, I know. I'm really good at it.
Oh man.
Becca said, "No, don't. She loves the beard."
Sounds like Becca might need to message me.
Put out the call, boy.
Yeah.
That's cute. But yeah, let's see, it's 10:30 or 10:15 already.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Time got away from us tonight, didn't it?
Yeah, I
I
know.
can't believe it's been that long. It's been 2 hours already. Oh my God.
That's what happens. We're having a good old chat here.
Yeah, it's a good time.
Yeah, Zach came on at 10 o'clock.
Oh, he'll be all right.
Yeah, he'll be all right. Him and Aaron are in there probably chucking on.
This guy
There.
loves Zach Bagans.
Oh, Lord.
Most paranormal people hate him.
I don't hate him. I don't necessarily dislike him. I think the only type of dislike that I have for him is how I've heard of, and I personally can feel how he's treated other people. That would be my dislike of him. But I grew up watching him just like I grew up watching all the other stuff. And I actually there's a video on my channel. It's like 6 minutes long where I met Tony Spera, and Tony Spera told us, I got to record that actually. I think when we went to the Paracon, they thought we were pressed because my fiance's wild, and he brought like a 5 foot or 3 to 5 foot tall, like looked like quality tripod, and he had a phone stuck to it, so it looked real professional. And he walked right in there and video recorded Tony Spera talking about that, and I released that on my channel. It's like an 8-minute video, but it was funny because that's when I met Annabelle. I met the doll Annabelle, and that's when I went to Connecticut. In the same year, I went to West Virginia Penitentiary and got to do that Off Limits tour, and got to meet the guys from Paranormal Nightmare TV, the Foreman brothers. That was really cool. That was a good year. That was a good year.
Amazing.
We haven't been to West Virginia to Penitentiary. Riley, he's been talking about that. We're going to go. We're definitely going to go.
Oh yeah, we're going to go some big places.
I don't know if we'll go this year, but we're going to go. We said we were going this year.
We said
I don't know if we are, but
we said we were going to my main bucket list place this year at some point, Waverly Hills Sanatorium.
Oh my, that's what me and Emily covered on Lights at Midnight, and that place is creepy. I know people that live near there too, so I know if I could I would totally do that. And at some point, whoever's going, if I'm not inviting myself because I'm gonna make it out to Kentucky one way or another. I'm just saying, throwing that out there. At some point, I'm going to Waverly too, but I don't know when. I need to get to Kentucky this weekend if I needed to. There's somebody I need to go see in Kentucky really bad, but I can't take the car because we have one car. And this is like just off subject. Sorry, I'm babbling, but eventually I'm going to get out there myself. I'll just leave it there. I won't talk too much.
we're going to go. We're going to go.
Yeah.
You got the creeper out there.
What's that?
The creeper's one of the entities they see, and it's literally makes like a skittering noise. And this is intuitively, but I think people have caught it on camera because I have a friend that I've got to message her back to. I have a friend that talked to us about it. And then I have another friend in Kentucky that won't even go to it. She's like, I'll take you and drop you off. But the creeper's out there, and the creeper is like a humanoid type spirit, but it's not really human. If it was, I don't know what the hell it is, but it's like to me, it looks like a spider. Like Emily drew it out. Sorry, it's in season 2, episode 1 and 2 of Lights at Midnight. We cover that place, and we got some really crazy. It's very dark. I had a whole astral experience with that place. So guys that are watching, if you hadn't seen season 2, episode 1 and 2, y'all should check it out because it's nuts and it's dark and it's creepy. And I had to like cut cords from that place to get the stuff off of me.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God.
From North Carolina. So just saying.
Holy cow.
I need to go there.
Oh my.
I can feel it coming in there tonight. Oh yeah.
Proven audacity, scared of clowns, dolls, and beards.
Yeah. Clowns I don't like a lot of clowns myself.
I love Bilbo Baggins. Oh God, I can't say what I've called it.
The thing about him that gets me is that we've done enough of it now that I know when it's bull crap he's putting up. But I understand why he does it. It's for the ratings. And if he doesn't do it and he doesn't draw a crowd or all the millions and millions of people watching it who don't know,
yeah,
he wouldn't get a paycheck. And that dude is, he's done well, I'm sure, financially.
Oh, yeah.
I know some of it's real now, don't get me wrong, but I say that most of it is all scripted that they do.
Yeah.
And because it's got to be good for TV, right?
Yeah.
It's all about the ratings. I'm not saying he hadn't experienced some cool stuff.
You feel this?
No, I don't. I don't feel a thing, Zach, or Eric. I don't feel a thing. My stomach's not hurting right now. No, it's not. I don't feel anything. So no, it's scripted. But hey, people love it. People watch it. Even people who know better still watch it. They still watch it. What's going on, Brad? So Brad's up here now. Brad, we put you on the spot. I was talking about the little girl who calls your name. The Brad with an echo.
Yeah.
I can't remember if you said that she woke you up one time in the middle of the night. I feel like you said that. I know you've heard her call your name 3 times.
Is he the guy where I heard the train? Ask if he can. Well, he can hear me. I'm like, ask him. Is there train tracks near your house or a railroad crossing you hear at night? Brad, right? Brad. Yeah.
He said, yes, she has spoken to me 3 times.
Mm-hmm. We're trying to see if my intuitive impression was for Brad or for Riley.
I think it was definitely for Riley. Maybe something for Brad too. I'm still
could be both.
Still blown away.
That's wild.
I'm blown away by that.
That's crazy, man. Holy crap.
Oh Lord,
I ain't seen nothing yet. And yes, that was a little cocky, but when we get out to this place, I swear to God, I ain't bringing nothing back. Ain't nothing coming back with me either.
He said, yeah, there's a train track 1 block away from the house.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
So like
you go,
it's
girl.
almost like there's something to do with that railroad. There's some energy that's has to do with whatever you're hearing is coming from near that railroad track. But I specifically saw like the railroad crossing, and I see the old timey well, they still kind of look this way, but it's one of the old timey like stoplight type things, but it's posted up on the side of the 4-way crossing. And I hear it going ding, 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 ding. And there was an accident. So I didn't know about Riley. And then, I associated that sound with when you were hearing the little girl. So there's something to that. And I mean, just looking at it surface level and not like digging deeper into it. Something's happened there. And I think a lot of people potentially, like I just saw, oh God, I just saw a young woman jump out in front of the train and take her life. That's what I just saw.
Oh, goodness.
And she was wearing a dress. That's the kind of stuff I see sometimes. Trigger warning. I'm sorry, guys. I mean, it's just part of kind of what I see. Sometimes I get visions like this. They come from like right here in my third eye area, clairvoyancy. So I'm seeing like a girl that's distraught. She's got blonde like hair, like 1950s, 1960s, and she's wearing one of them button-up dresses that kind of pin right here. And she just kind of, you hear it, and I'm hearing the train going.
Yeah, she said, Brad has a proven audacity. Said Brad has a gift. I think he does too. He actually went with us this weekend. He's the one I was telling you. He wants to know more about the paranormal field, of course, and spirits. He wants to. He's kind of like me. I didn't believe, but I did when I actually started experiencing things. So that'll change you. So we were hoping this weekend to give him some proof, but it really didn't. It wasn't enough to.
Yeah,
it just wasn't enough. But I think he understands. Somebody said Riley is open to spirit. Yeah, I think
I agree.
Definitely open to spirit.
Hey, me?
Uh-huh.
Oh, you're open to spirit energy for sure. Yeah.
Absolutely.
God.
Technically, we
Wow.
all are, but you have more. The fact that you're so interested in it and you're pulled to it, I think you're kind of intuitive, at least to a degree, and don't really realize it. I think that's going to come out. And look, I'm guilty of this. Like people that know me, hanging around me or being my friend or whatever, just chatting, generally they become more open to the ideas. And even though you already are, but they generally become a little bit more intuitive themselves. It's my family, my friends, and it's not anything I try to do. It's just something that happens, and I'm not trying to say I'm special or nothing like that. It's what facts. It's what has happened. So we'll see what happens. It's going to be very interesting. The 20th of April, and the guys that are coming in 20th of April, we're going to be doing a ghost hunt together.
Yep.
Yes,
So Brad's going with us.
Oh, cool. Yeah. So we get to meet Brad.
We're taking Brad and his daughter and whoever else in his family wants to go. They enjoy the paranormal stuff.
Very good.
Brad, I think that was Brad said, I'm on the fence as the believer. Sorry. No need to be sorry. I was the same way for a long time.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's cool.
I don't get offended personally. Some people get offended, like that work in this industry. I'm not going to name names or particularly have anybody in mind. I'm just saying some people are like, yeah, well, they're skeptics and stuff. I don't have a problem with skeptical people. It's fine. Everybody has their beliefs, and I'm not here to change anybody's mind or prove that the paranormal exists to anybody. I can only tell people what I experience from my perception. Like, I don't try to push my truth on anybody. This is just the words I'm speaking that are coming out of my mouth. And if they resonate, and this ain't to Brad, this is just speaking in general to everybody.
Sure.
But there's a couple skeptics I've made second guess themselves. I'm just saying now. Hey,
yeah.
Okay. But that is true. I'm not lying about that.
Yeah. We have done the same thing. So yeah, I get that.
So, when they get thrown up on a wall, then who's going to be second guessing themselves?
Yeah, it's not. And not even
something 11's your ass.
Woo.
So what?
So like the Stranger Things, 11, where she goes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the show where she moves things with her mind.
Yeah,
absolutely. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know anybody like that.
Something put me in my place.
I have seen things moved. I will say that. I have seen it. So with that being said, if I've seen it move, somebody has the ability to do it if I can't see them. So with that being said, I guess I do believe in that.
PK manifestations too.
Yeah, I have seen it happen. Sorry to the non-believers about that, and I would be a non-believer if I hadn't witnessed things that I have witnessed lately, and just lately, strange things.
Yeah,
and we've seen it. It seems like things happen. Why does it happen when it's just me and you lately?
I don't know, but every daggone
when Dylan goes, Dylan sees things too.
Yeah. I think it has something to do with y'all are, father, son, similar energy signature because, y'all have similar DNA and y'all are a team and you're working together and y'all are building up this energy that is kind of what I'm seeing. It's like y'all are building up this energy together. So they are more open, but I also think that you may have like a guide or something because this is your choice, this is your free will, and your spirit guides work with what you choose that you're going to do. And there's a bigger purpose to y'all doing this. It's not just going out there, and I believe everything happens for a reason, and there's a purpose to y'all going out and doing this. And it's not just to facilitate looking for ghosts. It's y'all's relationship as father, son, and having those moments. And there's something facilitating this energy is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, there's more to it.
I don't know what's making it happen for sure, but I'm like you. I do believe there's a reason.
Yeah.
And another thing is we've actually, believe it or not, for the people listening, we've helped lots of people who deal with things, and we can give their mind a little bit of peace.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you have a team. We all have spirit guides, and y'all are doing this collectively together. That even further, in my opinion, validates to me that you have spirit guides that are helping you with this, because I could not do anything that I do without the help from above. just to keep it simple, from divine beings. I couldn't get any of this. I don't particularly do anything except I'm the mediator, right? And I get
Yes,
things and I
ma'am.
say what I see, but I 100% rely on, benevolent beings to give me this information.
Yes, ma'am.
There's no way that I could help people the way that I do and get the information that I do. I'm meant to do this. If you look at my astrology chart, it literally all points to, for Christ's sakes, my North Node, which represents the future in astrology, on the Sabian symbol, which is, there's like a saying for each degree on the chart, is crystal ball gazer. that's what my chart is. I know that's Spanish to some people, but some people may get that. It's wild. Plus my Vesta and all this kind of craziness. Like, I can't deny it. If you look at my astrology chart, I'm built for this, and there's a reason y'all are built for this. And there's a reason we met. There's a
Oh,
reason.
absolutely.
Yeah, that's the truth,
Like-
Cassidy.
I think it must be Brad. I can't see the name because it's Facebook, but Bible speaks of the spirits among us, and they do. So I know they're here, but whether or not we can interact with them, I want to experience it. And I something else I've learned in the last year or so is opening up your mind where you can
Yeah. You gotta
really hear it.
allow
I mean,
yourself.
Mhm.
it's so easy, like you said. Look, I don't know how you said it, Chastity, but put up a wall.
Mhm.
You can put up a wall. I'm hearing things. No, I'm not. Move on.
Yeah.
Or take a second and listen.
That veil.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
there's a veil for sure. There's a veil.
biblically speaking, and this is something that resonates with me firmly, is Jesus was the OG demon slayer in the Bible. He was the one that handled the spirits, but they don't really talk. I mean, they do, but they don't really talk about spirits in a way of how we perceive them. And personally, I mean, not to offend anybody, I just think that some things have either been taken, like books and stuff, like they've taken some stuff out, or we've just in general, like, let's just say a possibility. I'm not saying this is really it. This is just theoretical. What if we as a species, since our thoughts and stuff can manifest PK manifestations, what if we created it all together? What if we created all of this? And now it's just happening because we have the ability to create. We are creators. So I don't know, things were different, but I can say that times that have got sticky with things that are really dark that I've talked about here, shared with y'all, Jesus' name is very powerful against very
Absolutely.
dark things. And I cannot deny that, because my first astral projection, honestly, was when I got saved when I was 12 years old, and I didn't even know what it was. I was not asleep, and I've told this story several times, but I was not asleep, and I saw this oval door, and I flew through it, and I was awake. Like, I had my eyes closed and I was awake, and all of a sudden I was back in my cabin at church camp, and there was a light on, which there wasn't before. It was like I opened my eyes in the spirit for the first time, and I started setting up, and my body did it on its own. Like, how can I do this? Like this, and my legs were right here. Like, you can't, even at 12, I about couldn't do that. But I was light as a feather, and I looked over there, and there was a big ball of glowing light, and a man that looked like the biblical Jesus. He didn't have blonde hair and blue eyes. He was dark skinned, dark hair, dark eyes. But there was a man that looked like Jesus under that ball. It took me 20 years to realize like what that actually meant. And now, long story short, I know I opened my eyes in that astral projection, and it was dark, and I closed my eyes again, and I was back in that vision. But I can access that vision, and I can be in that room. And it's so hard to explain for people that may not experience things like this. So you just have to trust me on this. I can go back to that vision in my mind, like right now, and feel it beside of me. You have people that work with energy with their hands and stuff, like energy healers and stuff like that. And, you can clear spaces like that. There's people with those types of gifts that were given by the divine. And I think that's very well expressed in, the Bible as well. There's people that are giving gifts through what people would consider to be the Holy Ghost, and stuff like that. And it's the fire, and it's so interesting. Talk about being baptized in fire. Well, light and fire and stuff like that, and but I think it's been corrupted if we're going to talk about it from a Bible perspective, because you also say, like some Satanists say, like, Baphomet, baptized by the holy flame. Well, baptizing by water and baptizing by the Holy Spirit are two different things. You can get both, but until you catch that fire, if you're into that, that's your path of the Holy Spirit, that's where you get your discernment, right? So, and I don't disagree with that. It's just another, for me, just another perception. Like, there is power in light, and I saw that light emanating from a man, and looking at this phone. I can't even see this phone as clear as I could see right there, and that has never happened again. But it's wild.
Yes, it is.
And wild. I know I went off on a tangent, but
no, I get it. And that's I mean, well, if that's what you're seeing and that's how you're feeling,
yeah,
that's the deal.
Yeah. Thank you, Rango. I appreciate that. Yeah, Rango's a very special person. She's very sweet, very special, and she's got some of that Reiki fire going on, boy. She does a really great job. She's an energy healer. She's a beautiful soul.
Okay.
There's a lot of beautiful souls in this chat. I'm just bragging on her.
Yeah. You got some.
She's helped me a lot.
Rango C. Where's she from?
Yeah. And when she's ready, I'm sure we'll talk. Can talk a little more. I just don't want to say too much, Rango. I don't know what I'm allowed to say and not to say, but one day, you know what I mean? I'm excited.
So Brad, on the 20th, when we go to Henry Mill Village, we'll be going to Henry Mill Village for our paranormal investigation, and Chastity will be going. It's not far from her home. It'll be right now, Brad. It'll be Riley, myself, Dylan, Angel. 95% sure Angel and Ruth will be going, and they may bring someone else on their team. I'm not sure. We can have up to 12 people.
I think David might be going.
And one of our original members, David, may go. David hadn't been up here in a while. David sees things, man. Sometimes I feel funny about talking about it because I'm so used to being around people who I can tell they're so skeptical they think we're crazy now.
Yeah.
We have so many doubters, I'll say it at that. But David, the last time we were in the Hell House in Kinston, David was on the floor crying.
Yeah.
He was getting it. He asked for it and he got it. You know what I mean? Kind of like Halo did Saturday night. David had started. He started riding bulls, so he hadn't been with us in a long time. So David is a character. I'd like to see David come back because David is a great talker to the paranormal side.
Yes, he is.
So I'll give him that. But yeah, Brad, we can have up to 12 people. We probably will not have 12 people, but sometimes too many is a problem. But when you have when you have acres to work with, it's not like being in a 3-room house.
Yeah. Exactly.
So
you can have a couple people, everybody kind of get together and then move around, and that's cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I'm excited. I didn't know there could be up to 12 people. I'm excited to meet everybody. All I really want to do, honestly, is just, meet cool people, help people. With this, I just want to have some fun. I want to learn. I want to meet people, help people, and just meet people in my area. Because I have tons of friends and I have beautiful people that, like I said, are on this live right now that are in my life. And, I would love to see them. And one day I hope I can, most people. But like having people in my community, or at least in my area, is just amazing. So I'm very happy. I feel privileged, and thank y'all.
Yeah, we're excited about it. I hate to I get on a kick sometime. I can't wait for it to get here because time's going by so fast already.
Yeah.
So I try not to say that anymore. It's Wednesday now, and tomorrow it'll be Friday.
Yeah.
But it's really Thursday. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Time's flying. It's just
Yeah.
flying
And a day and
by.
a half, it'll be Easter, and the Easter bunny will be shitting
Yeah.
Cadbury eggs.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's hilarious.
Any more comments from anybody? I know
Yeah.
you got to have a question for Chastity. Somebody does.
I know. Y'all, I know y'all got some.
Don't ask me and Riley nothing because we're just a bunch of
Well,
country
y'all
boys.
might. Hey, you never know. They might have it. Yeah, ask them a question about them. Like, I know some of y'all are here for me and some of y'all are here for them, but if you have any questions for them, let them fly.
Fire at it, yeah.
Yeah.
Fire
Fire away.
I really wish I could play that EVP where y'all could hear it really good. Brad, you won't hear, but we did catch an EVP Saturday night of something in the room with us, and I heard it twice, and it'll make the hair stand up on your arms. The only problem is I can't tell exactly what it's saying.
Yeah.
Look, it might just be my phone. If I pause this, if you play it again, I can try listening through my tablet, and I can mute my mic so it won't interfere. If you want to try and play it again.
Brad had said, "Can you explain?" You got his mind on that railroad track now. He said, "Can you got any more vision? Can you explain any more about that track and the name, the voice he's hearing?" Brad,
So I got
echo.
I got two impressions from the train track. I saw it like back in the day, right? And I don't know if Brad was here when we were talking about it, but at first I saw like old timey stops, like a stoplight, but it's for the train, right? It's like a red light, and it might even had multiple red lights. And Brad wasn't here when I saw the woman step out in front of it, did he? I don't think he was.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
I saw a woman in a dress from like the 1950s or the 1960s step out in front of it, and like she was super depressed, ended stuff, you know what I mean? But it's almost like it was on a little hill, almost like this railroad track was on a little hill. But then I also saw it like with like two tracks together, like a track and a track at an intersection in a four-way crossing. So I'm seeing it two different ways, and I don't know if that's because it used to look one way and the area where it's at may have grown a little bit, or they had to widen the road and it shifted. But I'm switching between time frames like pages in a book. Whatever it is, there's some type. I don't know why I heard the train, but then we started talking about Riley too, and like, because I was hearing it while he was telling me about you hearing the little girl. So what I think it is, really honestly, is something associated with the land. It's something associated with the land and like memories, and just, it could be like a random thought form type energy that's created through people that are very strong energy, or people that even have the ability to do PK manifestation or poltergeist manifestations. I'm also seeing I'm seeing hardwood floors and darker tone colors of a house.
So he lives in LaGrange. LaGrange, he said, in town. So LaGrange is a very small rural town. And really, the railroad track runs dead through the center of the town.
Okay.
I'm not sure. There may be 1,500 people. It's that small of a town.
Yeah, it just seems like it's changed over the years, though. Even though it might be small to me, this is just the impression I'm getting from the time that the girl did that to the time now, present day. I don't think it looks the same. But for some reason, I feel like there's like a little heel. Like I don't know why. But then I see it like through an intersection, like you would drive through it, right? Like a little bit bigger of an intersection, right? And then I'm seeing one not so much of an intersection, like you're just going over the road, just goes over it. And I don't know why. But then I'm getting flashes of like darker tone wood, or even like light color wood, but dark. I don't know why I'm getting it, like black paint. I'm just saying what I'm hearing.
Well,
I don't know if that describes like your floor or something. I don't know if that's.
I'm not speaking for you, Brad, but I know in town, because I've been to LaGrange a lot. The houses in town in LaGrange are most 100-year-old houses. 70, 80-year-old and older. So it's a very old town.
I feel like there would be like a 2-story I don't
Yeah, a
know.
lot of
Maybe it
them
was a
are
house that
two-story.
used to be there or something, but it's definitely older energy. I just heard a small church with a tiny graveyard too for some reason.
There's there's a couple of those in town
Yeah.
in LaGrange. So
It
yeah,
might be near his house,
I bet they
or
are. 'Cause
maybe near where that happened.
Oh, and Chastity. His house used to be an orphanage.
how about that? I didn't know that. Where he lives now?
Yeah,
Really?
that's what he told me.
Oh wow.
Brad and Tiffany Smith said, I have an old heart of pine hardwood floors, wide planks. House was built in 1901 to, I can't read the rest. It
Two
disappeared.
story. Yeah,
Hush it.
1901, 2-story. So yeah. She was right on it, Brad.
Yeah, because I caught an image of like your bedroom. So sometimes when I have remote viewing, it's almost like you walk it. If I was to now look, I'm going to preface this. My remote viewing sometimes comes in flopped. I don't know why. It's almost like it's another realm. Okay. But I'm like laying in bed. I feel like there's hardwood floors underneath me. My bed's up against the wall, and there's a window to my right. And I can see a light, almost like a greenish blue light, but not like in the bright green or blue, but like a street light outside. One of those street lights kind of coming in through it. And
Yeah.
I see something kind of walk past it or walk past the door. So it could be flopped, but you're laying in the bed up against a longer wall than possibly, or it's almost about, the room is almost about the same length and width, but it's a little different. It's not too much different in this old house, but there's a window there that is, I don't know if it's to the front of the house, but mainly in that room, it's like the bedroom doors on the left and the windows on the right. But I see something like in that room. It's like it kind of skitters. Do you ever hear footsteps or like, it's like, like running through, like I heard that, like, I don't know.
You ever hear
While
any of that, Brad?
While he's doing that, I'm gonna look and see what are y'all, where are y'all going? Yeah, we're gonna go to the Henry River Mills, and if you want to go, Alexis, you could go with me. If not all 12 people go, I'll ask, although you're all here, but depending on how many people go, maybe, because it would be nice to have somebody to go with me. Like, I know y'all are going, but like somebody, like a friend or a family member.
No, you don't have to go by yourself. You definitely can bring somebody
Okay.
for sure.
Yeah, man, I'm chill people.
Do you see?
I
Brad
explained the
comment?
bedroom where she spoke to me. I'm about her.
Yeah, you said you explained the bedroom where she spoke to me. Street light outside. Church steeple top is visible.
Dude.
That's awesome, Chastity.
Thank you. That's called remote viewing. I'm reviewing stuff remotely.
That's great.
Look, y'all bring out more of my countryside. My grandma was from North Wilkesboro.
I got it going.
Hand me that fan. I need me and Riley.
I know, right?
I'm telling you.
But yeah, I see it, and it's like, it's not a super tall shadow thing, but I see it, and it patters through the floor. And I would say this too is Brad, right? Sorry, because I'm channeling a little bit. I would say that you might have a little dog too, because I hear its feet. And I don't know if it's a little dog you have or a medium-sized dog. It doesn't sound like a big dog that goes. It's like tee 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 tee. Yeah, I bet you do. Yeah, I hear it. It's like tee 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 tee. And then that's the feet, like pattering of little dog paws on the floor. But also too, I'm wondering if that's the sound you're going to hear. I'm also seeing one of those kind of attics. At first, I saw the attic that has the hatch that drops down with the stairs that fold over. But I almost feel like y'all have one of those rooms, or it's either an attic room or it's one of those rooms that are off to the side of a room that's like a storage, just like the little doors, you know? I know I make crazy faces. But I see that, but it's almost like I see all three, and I don't know why. I think it's Spirit's way of telling me like they're the attic, because I started tuning into that. You might have some old stuff up there in that attic that has some energy attached to it from either past relatives. there's a woman associated with something up there in that attic that's coming through, like a sewing machine, or she was into sewing. There is some of her energy up in that attic. Ooh, I'm getting chest pain.
Yeah, he said they have the hatch type ceiling door.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Hold on. She passed away from a heart attack.
Oh.
Or she had congestive heart failure. She couldn't breathe. Whoever I'm channeling, because I'm getting dizzy.
How long have y'all been in that home, Brad? With that house being built 1901,
Yeah.
there's no telling how many different families have been in it.
Somebody, a spirit just told me that there's something up there in the attic in one of the floorboards from the past. I don't know if you found it, Brad, but there's something up there in the attic that has been hidden in the attic, like in one of those planks.
Oh,
or
wow.
There's something up there, or maybe it's not in the attic. It might be in the floor in the bedrooms. Like baby shoes. There was some superstitious item probably hidden within the walls there. I literally just got the image of baby shoes too. So there was children born in that house, but there was a woman that lived there for a long time. I don't know if she's associated with your family and you have some of her belongings up there, but she was a seamstress, like a sewer. She might even, if she may have done it at home, but she might have worked at a factory too, like as a seamstress. Like it reminds me of Haynes Dye and Finishing, like that. But at first it's more like a home thing, but she did that at home. But she'd come through strong. She's wearing she has those black rim glasses, and she's got like an apron, and she's got those dresses on, but she's got that granny apron, that you tie around. So I don't know.
Yes, the house is known as the Old Kinsey home. So I'm curious if you can look back and see some of the history, if indeed someone had a heart attack there at one time, a lady, a female.
Mm-hmm.
Very possible.
Yeah. And her description, she's got her hair up in a bun, but it's her hair's up in a bun, but it's got those waves, like how the girls are doing these days now with the gel waves. Well, it was like that, but back in the day. And when she felt good, she would gel wave her hair, and she's got it up. It's salt and pepper. She's got a pointy nose. She's a little thicker woman, bigger bosoms, and she's got black rimmed glasses, and she's got an apron tied around her back.
So
the craziest thing I've ever seen, Barb, was I've seen a lot of crazy things, a lot of terrifying things that most normal people, in my personal opinion, probably would go to the mental hospital for. Like seeing that possession of that boy. I've seen two people get either jumped, one possessed. In person, that's scarier than dealing with spirits. But I've seen like black shadows, like in my room, that would hover over me. I just literally saw what I personally believe is some type of like gremlin or imp. And I just saw it as a black shadow. It was about 1.5 feet tall yesterday. That was not good.
Oh my. Brad said they just did some work upstairs. They pulled up some floorboards, and there were a couple dozen razor blades in the floor. That's weird.
That is weird. That's cool, Becca Boo.
He said he jokes to his wife about a woman who lives in their attic.
Well, Brad, you might be on to something.
It comes down when we're not here. They call her the babushka woman.
She don't like that.
Brad Brad doesn't believe, y'all.
You don't believe?
He's seeing this. He just hasn't opened his eyes yet.
That's okay, Brad. It's all right. I mean, everybody has their beliefs. I mean, I'd never met you. I don't know you. I don't know anything about your house. And yeah, it's not extremely specific, like they really get on mediums about being like, oh, they're just giving out general terms and stuff. And I understand there's a reason to be skeptical. Not everybody has real, but when you come from a place of love and pure intentions, and you have a pure heart, and you just want to do this type of work to help people and really have no super duper expectations except just to live a normal, comfortable life, it comes to the right person. And
Yeah.
as much as I've experienced, I can say without a shadow of a doubt, there is an afterlife. There's all kinds of things that we can't even comprehend exist. Even myself, with the work that I do, again, I'm only 4 or 5 years into this work. I haven't done this forever, but I've just been blessed with the gift of discernment and to help people just like y'all do. You know, y'all help clear homes too, you know, and that's a special
Yeah.
gift. It takes a special heart. Y'all have a big heart. And I don't just hop on the train with anybody and go places like, but I know y'all are good people. You know, I'm very particular about who I'm around and who I associate with, but I know y'all are people. Y'all got good intentions and y'all got a good heart. And I think that's what it takes to do this kind of stuff for people. It really does.
We watch who we hang out with also. So
Yeah.
we're the
Yeah.
same way. Brad said he's going to talk your ears off on the 20th.
All righty. We're going to go on a trip.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's past my bedtime, y'all.
All right. Well, it was a pleasure hanging out with y'all. If I feel like it, I may hop back on later. I say that, but then when I get off here, I'll probably be like,
Now, you had that cup of coffee's kicked in good now, so you're ready.
shit, I'm ready for another one.
Chastity.
I can't believe I haven't wanted a cigarette. I'm a smoker. I'm sorry, y'all. Yeah, I'm a psychic medium and all love and light and everything nice, but
You know
I need a cigarette.
Speaking of that, because that was the one thing in the rules that I had to fill out on the paper for Henry for me is Riley smoked some too, and it says absolutely no smoking, and then it said, and I understand why it says because there's no water in that town, they couldn't put out a fire and burn the whole village down.
So if I go sit in my car and smoke a cigarette, then I can't do that.
You'll probably be okay in your car.
Yeah, because that would be a breaker. I ain't going to sit here in front with you. There is no way in hell I will cancel everything and burn it down.
Chastity.
I will get in my car and go down the damn road about a block and I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but I'm just voicing my opinion.
Sure. I mean, I get it. I get that.
Yeah, me and Chastity can hotbox her car.
Yeah.
You can pop a dip with him.
We'll get in the car and I can talk to ghosts remotely. So that's what we'll do. We'll go down the road about a quarter block and have us a cigarette and come back. But no, I'll be respectful. I'm being silly, but I do truly feel that way. I'm being 100% honest. But if I had to have a vape or something, like I could get by with a vape if I had to for a few hours. But
somebody said get a vape.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Bye, Lexi. Love you. Thank you for hanging out.
Yeah, thank you everybody for getting up here. I appreciate it.
Oh,
absolutely.
Yeah, it was fun, guys. And thank y'all. I'm super excited. I promise I won't smoke nothing but a vape if I do go, or we'll figure something out.
Oh, you can put all kinds of things in vapes now.
Yeah, these days, and it's legal. Whoop, whoop.
Jasmine needs to get some THC.
Oh, Lord.
Well, you never know. You never know these days. You never know what people are putting in their stuff.
We'll be Rolling Stone at the investigation.
I could go have me a sleep. I'm gonna hit it. I'll be like, oh yes, the cigarette vape. I need that nicotine hit. Next thing you know, I'll be like this.
We're really gonna see some things, aren't you?
Yeah.
Oh Lord. All right, y'all. Well, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you for
Proven Audacity's like she had the audacity to say that. I'm just kidding. Lord, well, y'all have a good night. Thank y'all.
Right. Good night. Thank you. We appreciate it. All right, y'all. That was Chastity. We appreciate her getting up here, and
we really do.
All the other fans, we appreciate it. Been a long one tonight, but a good one. So with that,
been a great one.
Keep a lookout. We'll keep everybody posted. We'll be going April the 13th to Trevette Clinic. Chastity will be there also with her booth set up. We'll be there with our T-shirts and hats. We're gonna make some new cool stuff before we go, and we'll be selling some things for y'all. And then on the 20th, we'll be rolling up to Henry Mill Village, and we'll investigate there. We're going to be live. as good as the internet will let us be live anyway.
Yeah, hopefully they have internet out there.
Well, I don't know about internet, but we'll have. Hopefully, our phones will work there.
Yeah, hopefully
that'll be good enough. We'll do whatever we got to do. But anyway, I think we're good for tonight. Thank y'all for getting up here, and until next time.
Thank y'all. You can catch us at that Down South out.
Good night. Have a great one.